Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Alternative Asset Weekly. I really appreciate everybody being here. This is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And Edwin, thank you for the super chat right off the bat. Patty, thank you for the membership. I can't thank you guys enough. So, this is a very special episode. I have somebody with me who, if you follow Amit and Tanner and Chris and Matt, you may not be as familiar with the collectible world, except for what you hear from me. People who came over from Alex's stream already know him. But let's introduce this guy. He has over 34,000 subscribers on YouTube. He has single-handedly taken on the Poke Cabal. He is a gold star seller on TCG Player. He runs a large, successful Pokemon rip and ship business. He has made over 1,100 videos about Pokemon collecting and investing. And he is a friend of the channel, and I'm happy to say he's one of my personal friends, Alex, a.k.a. Nostalgia Nomics.
What up? We out here.
So before we get into everything, we're going to cover a lot of things. And I'm really happy that you came on because a lot of people have heard me talk about it, and I've showed some things. I made some posts about alternative assets, but I don't think a lot of people that I engage with really grasp how big it is. And some of them do because they'll message me private things about stuff, but the Poke Cabal is real and they came after me today. So it's definitely from your channel. And quote, Alex is exactly what is wrong with Pokemon and is a toxic aspect that is poison to the hobby as a whole. Can't believe you would have this dude on your podcast. His views go against every historical piece of data we have seen over 25 years. Pokemon will crash, rebound to MSRP. The Cabal is now coming after me. Thanks.
Dude, I mean, hey, I told you that this would happen the minute you mentioned my name in the Pokemon hobby. This is what you're met with. So it's par for the course. I'm sorry you have to hear it.
So what's interesting is you still have people who can't grasp that this has become, it's transcended a hobby, and they should be happy about that on one regard, because it has become a complete investing landscape. Now, what I don't like is the whole flipper aspect, but this has transcended a hobby, and there's a whole business behind it. So I think we should start with the fact that I didn't get wrecked, which is nice because everybody said I was going to get wrecked.
Yeah. So when me and Steve met, you reached out to me when you were like really starting to get involved with Pokemon. You were involved in sports, obviously, before that. And yeah, man, we were talking. We had a stream. You joined my Discord, and you know, you were just kind of talking about your thoughts on things and some plays you were making, and everyone said you were going to get wrecked. And well, obviously that didn't happen. Obviously, no one's getting wrecked these days.
No, actually did pretty well. I think everybody who's been investing in it has done pretty well. And you can't debate. So when they say the past 25 years, you can't debate that sealed product. And that's the only thing that we're talking about, or that I'm talking about, is sealed booster boxes has consistently outperformed the S&P 500.
They put out the Wall Street Journal article about that. Now, like, my channel's been around now for a few years. And even before that, I was like making this point in, you know, online forums and things like that and other people's channels. But I mean, it's something I've been preaching for years. I've been like showing the raw data on the S&P. I've been comparing it to some of the top mutual funds that, you know, whether it be Vanguard, Fidelity, whoever you want to look at. And Pokemon sealed boxes, when you buy them at release and hold them for at least like 4 to 5 years, they've outcompeted, not just outcompeted the other investments, but it's 100% track record. Like, we're not talking it works most of the time or you got to pick the right sets. You don't even have to know what you're doing with Pokemon. If you would have just bought one of every booster box, every single one has went up. The only question is which one's going to go up more and how long is it going to take for each one to go up? Is it going to take 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? They all go up, and they all have outcompeted some of the top mutual funds and indexes, man.
So let's inform everybody. So you run a pretty big YouTube channel and even bigger rip and ship business. I don't want you to say numbers. Let's not get into numbers or stuff, but how many packs a week do you rip, would you say?
Like it was definitely busier, I would say, towards the beginning of this year. We were going through roughly like 5,000 plus packs a week. Now it's definitely slowed down a bit, but I'd still say we're going around, I don't know, 3,500 to 4,000 packs on average on per week.
I mean, so when we talk about the rip and ship, Alex is an authority in Pokemon investing. So can you go over what the rip and ship is and how this whole market evolved?
Yeah, man. So obviously, rip and ship is just your ripping packs on screen for anyone that wants to buy them. And so, a lot of people think like this has become a thing just because packs are hard to get in the stores right now and the hobby's so popular. But rip and ship's been around since I mean, the times I really remember it starting were around like COVID times, like 2021, when everyone was stuck inside watching, all kind of different YouTube stuff and really got into ripping packs and wanted to have it done online. So it's been going on for years. It was going on through the bear market when you could find packs on the shelves. I actually started mine when there were still packs widely available. And so I think people have an idea that the only reason there's things that ripping chips are available is because, people can find product when others can't, but it's not the case. But yeah, basically, you're ripping packs on stream and it becomes sort of like kind of like what we're doing here. It's like everyone gets together and hangs out, at night. It's a lot of the same groups. Sometimes you have newcomers, but everyone's there just kind of like cheering each other on. It's kind of the feel of getting together with all your buddies and ripping packs. It just so happens that everyone's in the comfort of their own homes and I'm doing it on screen. And yeah, man, it's a good time. And I mean, depending on who you go to, obviously you have to make sure you're getting them from the right people, no one's scamming you and things. But I mean, I think it's become like more of like a community thing to get together and have a good time, more so than just like buying packs.
So remember how I showed you the video on CNBC on your stream about Kevin O'Leary purchasing that card for 13 mil?
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. 12.93. He bought this card, but guess what? He's at it again. There's some new news for you.
Okay.
All right. So recently, and I think this is in the past week, he just paid $10 million for a LeBron Jordan logo man.
Hey man, he said he wanted to put together a portfolio and he's going after the big boys.
And we just had a record sale. So
yeah,
let's bring this one up. I mean, and it goes back to what I was saying to you and your stream about how much capital is flowing into this. This is a record sale from the other day, 4.7 million for a 2019 flawless Luka Doncic rookie logo man 101 game used. So when you think about the numbers that this is doing, these are individual cards and people are paying huge amount of money for this.
Right.
It is absolutely crazy. And I can tell you personally, I'm up, I think around 230% on the sealed product I've been buying. I know you're up huge on it. And for everybody in the chat, just going to let you know that, Alex, do you have the M2 box next to you?
Inferno X?
Inferno X. So we're going to rip this later and give away everything to somebody. And there's some big chase cards on there. So if a Charizard comes out, I hope it's the night of the Charizard for somebody, because you may be walking away with $1,000 worth of cards. So we'll see. So we'll do that a little later. But yeah, so Alex, what do you see? Is you've gone to the conventions, you've gone to this stuff for years. Is it getting bigger? And talk to me about the amount of money you're seeing people spending at these conventions compared to other years.
Yeah, man. I mean, well, first and foremost, like just from when I started YouTube, a normal size like collection, or like, they have this thing called the collector app and no one's ever heard of it. It's basically where you track all of your products and it runs like a portfolio. It updates daily. You can follow the chart and all that and see what percentage you're up on all your items each day, day in and day out. But basically, back 3 years ago, an average collection or an average like person's inventory, an average collector app was somewhere in like the lower five figures, 10, 20, 30 grand on average. I would say nowadays your average inventory, average collector app is in probably the low to mid six figures, like 1 to 600,000 is what I usually see from people that, they send me, they reach out and tell me how thankful they am for, my channel and all this stuff. And yeah, I mean, you go to these conventions and it's I'm not saying it's like common, but there's a lot of tables there now that have literally $1 million at their section. Like if you add up all of the collectibles they have on their table, you're talking about 7 figures. A lot of them are well in the 6 figures. A lot of these people bring, 5 and 6 figures of cash to these conventions to buy. And it's almost not seen as like a weird thing. It's almost seen as like a common thing these days, these level of numbers. And it hasn't been that way in the hobby, I've been in the hobby 10 years. I mean, this is definitely like a new phenomenon in the last like couple years where you're starting to see a lot more confidence build of people really trusting to kind of like lock their money up and like trust these things as like alternative assets, I would say.
So let's stick on that alternative asset. If somebody who wanted to get a little bit of diversified exposure from the regular equity markets, and they're like, man, this sounds interesting, that there's this much liquidity in it, where do they even start when it comes to Pokemon? Because you go to Target, there's all different types of products from blister packs to ETBs. You go to a sports card shop or a TCG card shop, trading card game for those that are unfamiliar. You have booster boxes and all that stuff. So where does somebody start?
All right, let's get to basics first. So Pokemon obviously is a trading card game. So, they're actual playable game pieces, you could say. And so it has a two-pronged approach. There's game players, there's collectors, right? Also, Pokemon doesn't have serialized cards. So it's less about like the sports getting the big hit, kind of like Kevin O'Leary is going after. And it's much more about the sealed product because sealed product is deflationary. There's always less. So after a set goes out of print, they're never printing more and it's always getting open, disappearing. And so there's always less and less in existence where there's always more and more cards because there's more and more getting opened every day. So the sealed product, you're investing in something that there's always going to be less of. And in history has shown it's 100% of the time it's went up in value. And so in Pokemon, it's really about the sealed game. The sealed product game is much more, I would say, influential than just like the singles or the slabs, kind of opposite to the way it is in sports cards. And so, going to Target, Walmart right now in the hobby, because things are so crazy, if you can find anything in the stores at MSRP, it's a deal. It wasn't always that way. A lot of the time stores were stacked full because it was actually a ripoff buying from stores. It was actually cheaper online, like an eBay or a TCG player or your local card shop. And so that's always going to kind of like switch, in and out depending on what's in favor, how the hobby's doing, bull market, bear market. But basically the booster box is kind of I would say like the creme de la creme, like the top tier collectible. And that is kind of the item that the majority of people prefer. It's got the most amount of packs in it. And it's kind of been the one item that stood the test of time over all these years. And so the booster boxes are what you want to go for, booster box cases. And to buy them, any local card shop has them, eBay, TCG Player, as long as you're buying from sellers that have, exponential amounts of feedback, 10,000, 50,000 feedback, 99.9%, 100% positive, you're going to be fine buying from them.
And what I will say is I've participated in Alex's live streams before. If you participate, I will tell you that everything will come packaged correctly. And there's some other people that I've bought from. P Football Pete does a really good job. And if I'm buying online, that's one of the people that I buy from. So there's some really, I know Pokey does a good job with his product shipping and stuff. And it's become such a big thing. And I'm sure that a lot of people have seen the whole scalping thing. What do you think about this with the whole Costco portion of this?
I just think when there's opportunity, there's going to be opportunists type thing. It's very similar to, when crypto really started to take off or NFTs really started to take off, everyone's going to take any advantage any way they possibly can see fit. And I think that's what's happening in Pokemon right now. If there's a secondary market for it, someone's going to take advantage of trying to get the primary market products, whether it be through scalping, through bots, through whatever else they have to do. I just don't think it ends until there is not as much demand on the secondary market and these people can no longer make the profits they need to continue to do the things they're doing. And then it'll probably allow those people to fall off and find something else to do.
What makes it very interesting to me is how big the conventions have become. So Comic-Con has grown tremendously, but now you have Collecticon and you have the individual shows. And in the New York area, I can tell you firsthand experience, the East Coast National, the amount of tables, the amount of money in there, the amount of inventory in there, the amount of private security that's walking around and uniformed police is insane. And when you start looking at the videos on YouTube about the National Sports Car Convention, the Collecticons, it is just getting so much bigger. And this has truly become an alternative asset class in itself, from TCG to sports cards. And my theory is that Kevin O'Leary or somebody in that circle is going to tokenize a high-end collection of assets, from barrels of whiskey to sports cards to collectible cars, and then put it on the blockchain and sell shares of it. That is my long-term prediction.
I agree. I think the big money's just starting to make it here, and that it's here. I'm going to say something now. I think we've been going a little bit now.
Listen, Cabal's going to come, so let's
do it, dude. Let's test the waters. Let's see how many people get pissed off. All right, so guys like Steve, right? Amit, you got Chris. All these guys, they're sharks. And where do sharks play? They play in the market. They play in the stock market. They play in the crypto markets now. Like all the smart, successful, well-educated, sophisticated investors, they play in the traditional financial markets. That's where you're going to find the hardest competition. Why do I like to play in the Pokemon and collectibles markets? Everybody's idiots. It is so freaking easy. A lot of these people have the intelligence of a goldfish, and it is the easiest way to make, 1, 2, 300% gains very easily all the time, day in and day out, because the people you're competing against are kind of like man children. They've never emotionally, reached puberty. They honestly have very little intelligence when it comes to investing, when it comes to finances. And they'll sit online and gripe and complain about prices, but then the next day, they're going to go out and spend that money. And that's the very thing that's been so easy in the last 10 years is I keep looking at the financial markets and I'm like, yeah, I can put my money to work in there. I can listen to smart people. I've done a lot of research and things myself, but it just makes absolutely no sense when it's 10 times as easy competing against all the people in the collectibles market, because they don't have a clue what they're doing. And so you have to be just above an average level of intelligence to completely crush everybody in that market. And that's why you're starting to see sophisticated people like Kevin O'Leary and others work their way into these markets, because they're realizing, oh my gosh, everyone here is a freaking idiot. This is the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. So
we're going to stick on that, but Amit, thank you very much. You did not have to do that. So Alec, answer the question. What do you think it takes to succeed in building a YouTube channel, especially one that goes live often?
That's hilarious. Having Amit ask that.
Right. The person who has over 100,000 subscribers and goes live twice a day, sometimes three times a day. I mean, he's the one that should come on and answer that, because he has become the king of finance YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like the same thing everyone else is going to tell you is consistency, and that's what Amit's got down. Like, he's so consistent, post all the freaking time. I mean, Steve, you're coming out of the gate so hot. You're remaining very consistent. That's what YouTube's really about. It's remaining consistent, coming back day in and day out. Obviously, you have good content. You have to say things that are valuable, that people can actually put into practical use and kind of put you to the test and come back and see that it's, things you've said have come to pass more times than not. And that's all really investing is. It doesn't matter if collectibles or the market or anything. All you have to do is be right. If you're right 70, 80% of the time, do you know how wealthy you're going to become? And that's all I've ever tried to be. And I think, over the course of times I've been on YouTube and times I've been in this hobby, I've always been right 70, 80% of the time or more. And as long as you're doing that, you're always going to be happy when it comes to investing your money. So same thing with YouTube, man. If you you're staying consistent, you're giving good advice, putting in the research, putting in the effort, you're giving people value, I see no reason that you can't become successful. I mean, dude, Steve's going to hit 10K subscribers in a week at this point. So amazing. I love it, dude. Congrats.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Glad you took the jump.
Well, took a lot of convincing from a bunch of people. But thank you, everybody that's becoming a member. Thank you, Matt, for the gifts. Thank you, Spencer. Thank you, everybody that's joining. Truly appreciate it. And I mean, look, I can't thank a lot of people enough. And it is funny that Amit asked that, because look, he has the blueprint down. You look at, thank you, Ray, for the new member. Amit, thank you for the new member. Ryan Snotty Viper Tarts, thank you for the super chat. I mean, he is Captain Consistency, and he makes incredible content. And I think one of the things that drew me to your channel is because I knew nothing about Pokemon. I've never played the game. And this goes back to the difference of communities. And you said it to me, and I agree. The difference in the community that Amit, Chris, Matt, Tanner, Tevis, Roy, the community that they've built is so genuine. And it's just full of great people.
I'm so jealous of like the stock market community that you guys have. It's night and day compared to the collectibles. You walk into the collectibles community, man. It's nothing but a constant like battle between like the two factions. It's the people who, want to be successful, run businesses, invest, and then it's people who want everything to be worthless and, just be able to buy mass amounts of things nobody wants anymore. It's very strange.
Like, I was met with so much hate. And it's funny because everybody new that comes in that comments on my articles on Seeking Alpha or interacts in the chat in a midstream or Tanner's stream or any of the guys' stream, Matt's stream, Chris's stream, everybody just wants to help everybody. But when I knew nothing about the industry, I got back into sports cards again because I was into memorabilia and I saw what was happening. And I'm like, let me see, because it can't be as complicated as stock market by any means. And I'm doing the research and I'm seeing that Pokemon product just gets more expensive over time. So I start doing my due diligence. And I'm like, all right, this seems like somebody who's really knowledgeable. Because I'd watched Rudy from Alpha Investments a bunch, but he says a lot. You can't go and try to be like Rudy because he's just Rudy. Nobody's ever going to be like Rudy. He is just on another level than everybody else. And he doesn't break it down the way that my mind works. And I was watching a bunch of your videos and you just made so much sense because you were coming at it from the angle of basically business and stock market. And when I got into your Discord, I asked one question, not a single person wanted to help. Everybody said I was going to get wrecked. And it was like the animosity because how dare I decide to buy a box of cards and not open it and not play with it and let it sit there and take it off the market. It's just the community is so much different from the community that I have seen. And I think it's really a disservice and I think it's really harmful. And there are so many opportunities. And I think that from the Pokemon community, what I think that they need to really realize is the genie's out of the bottle. And there's a lot of people investing. You did a great interview, and I forget the gentleman's name. You're going to know exactly who it is. The guy who said got back into it with his son. He was buying a lot of cases. He said if he could find more Evolving Skies, he would buy it. You know who I'm talking about. But
was it Brian Carruthers?
Yeah. So thank you for the new member. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. You have people outside of Kevin O'Leary with tremendous money putting it aside in these assets because when you have booster boxes and they do a print run, as people like Alex rips them on his rip and ship, and as everybody else rips them on their rip and ship, and as the years go on, there's so much less product on the market. It's supply and demand. It just takes the prices up. And this is something where the nostalgia part, which is great play on your name, comes into play. And people still want to rip that product or they want to try to chase the cards in that product because there is a huge amount of money that can be made if you get lucky and you pull some of these full art cards and grade them and get a PSA 10. And I mean, that's a whole nother side of it that we can get into, but it's just crazy how the investment side of this has become so huge and more people are moving into it. And I think it's only going to get bigger if that's even possible.
Yeah. I mean, it's like in a way to put it like in perspective for like, if it was like a crypto or, a stock on Wall Street, it'd be like every single day, week, month, you're taking away shares, you're taking away coins. and destroying them, like erasing them from existence. They no longer exist anymore. It's not somebody's buying them and holding them. It's they're gone. And that's what's happening with the sealed product. It's like the more and more every single day it gets deleted. And so people will say, well, what if the demand goes down over time? The demand would have to drop at an increased rate than the amount of product that's being ripped. As long as the amount of product is being ripped continues to happen, demand could do all kind of crazy things. As long as it's not dropping at the rate of which product is being ripped, it can always go higher. And I think that trips people up, is they're saying, Alex, these things can't go up forever. And you're like, well, sure they can, right? The market cap could always be dropping even though the price is going up. It's just like if there's, 1 million boxes at $100, but then there's only 100,000 boxes at $300. Now there's only 50,000 boxes left at $500. It's just like, just because the price is going up doesn't mean you need more money pouring into the asset to prop it up. It just means it's being deleted at a high enough rate that the demand is staying high enough to where the price can keep rising without actually thinking there's a crash imminent or all these crazy things people come up with.
At what point do we think that this whole scalping thing is going to stop? Because you can't even get, or at least me, I mean, I'm not going to give away the secrets per se, but I can't get the type of product that I was getting before. And I don't have the time to go try to wait. I mean, this is now where people are camping out overnight at GameStop and Target to try to get the new releases. I mean, it has become so crazy. And now this new super premium Charizard box from, I don't even know how to pronounce it, if it has Metal Flames or whatever it is, that's coming out at the end of the month, is absolutely crazy what's going on with it. I mean, is this going to stop? Because it looks like it's only getting worse.
I mean, I would guess eventually. I mean, a few things could happen. Obviously, demand could slow down. Pokemon could really ramp up printing. They could raise MSRP to where the products cost more at release. So that way there's not, as much of a margin for scalping. Maybe, if they raise the MSRP and the demand falls enough and there's just not enough margin, scalpers will leave it. That'll leave more product on the shelves, which causes prices to correct it at a, enough rate to make sure it's like widely available again. As long as I've been in the hobby, it's gone through these sort of like, booms and busts. And the only thing that kind of scares me this time is we've never had this much, I would say, outside money moving in. So, one of the things I do with my Patreon is I also offer like, consultation calls for anyone that's like, wanting more advice on, getting into the business or the investing side of Pokemon. And I will say, I've probably been having, I don't know, especially recently, anywhere from like 5 to 10 of these a month. And a large amount of the people I'm talking to are very well capitalized individuals, very sophisticated type of investors that are very, they're widely diversified in different assets. And this is just one of them. It's not the people that you saw getting in like 4 years ago during the COVID boom that saw like a Logan Paul video and are just like racking up credit cards. These people are people who run, 7-8 figure companies per year. They have, 4 and 5 figures to invest every month into this hobby. And they have no need for income. They have no need for the money. They have a mindset of locking it up for, however many years they want their investments to be locked up. People are treating it like a 401k or an IRA. They're like, hey, I'm in my 20s, 30s, 40s, right? I'm not retiring to my 50s and 60s. Like, I don't care what happens in the next 6 months, year, 2 years, like a lot of these people do that freak out in the hobby. And the more and more people that get into the hobby that have that kind of mindset, I would say the more stable it's going to be. And also, the less we're probably going to see product being widely available, because when you have 100% track record for a TCG that's 30 years old and people say, so 100% of the time the boxes have went up in value, it's hard to kind of argue against buying it and holding it.
Well, I got a surprise for you in a little bit, but I want to show everybody something because this is the type of due diligence that really made me get into it. I made this for Alex's stream. I didn't update it for tonight, but it's pretty similar to where it was. So Sword and Shield was the era before Scarlet and Violet. This was 2020 to 2022. And as Alex alluded to earlier, if you had just bought one of each box, you would have dramatically outpaced the S&P. And if I move...
Hey, I was going to say, expand it a little bit, make it a little... There we go.
So one of each booster box would have cost you about $1,100. And if you would put the same amount of money in the S&P over that time, you would have had an 85.37% return. Your Sword and Shield boxes would have been 546% up.
Yeah.
Now, TCG Player is where I go to look up prices. I paid $430. Everybody that I told this to thought I was nuts for Evolving Skies. And this has been the person who got it for me. I cannot thank him enough, Evan. I told him he should buy one. He didn't. He's bought some other ones and he's held some and he's done very well on them. Now, you know what? What am I on your store?
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I think I was on your store by accident. Give me 1 sec, everybody. So, Evolving Skies. I got hit leave. There we go. Okay. So, where's the booster for it?
Just go to the search bar and type in Evolving Skies. It should bring it up. No. There it is. Booster box.
All right. $2,565.
And scroll down and click on the recent sales.
And I paid $430 for it a year and a half ago.
Yeah, click on the view more sales data right there next to the 3-month snapshot. The right where it says 6-month snapshot, where it says the little blue link, view more data.
Oh, okay.
So these are all the recent sales. Like, it doesn't show them. But you can see one just sold 1011 for 25.79. The reason I always like to show the recent sales, people always think like, oh, well, is it liquid? Man, you could throw any one of these boxes on eBay right now on a 7-day auction. It's going to sell for full market price right now. You know, there's multiple that sell by it now on eBay, TCG Player every single day. The liquidity is something that gets attacked a lot. And I'll tell you what, I mean, I've been selling collectibles for 15 years. I sell millions of dollars a year at this point. The liquidity is a non-issue. I mean, I can tell you that bull market, bear market, whatever the market price is at the time, you can get out of your items for literally close to, if not full market price.
I mean, look how many boxes are being sold of this every week just on TCG Player. This doesn't include eBay. Yeah. Now, remember Obsidian Flames? Now, this was a horrible set. This was August 2023. This was actually the first case I actually purchased. I paid $650 for the case. And this was a dead set. I actually bought some individual boxes for, I think, $100. The market price is $1,761, and the listings are starting at $2,100 now for Obsidian Flames case.
And by the way, like Steve said, he's got no inside, inside track. He bought it himself right off the open market, like anybody else can do. These sets were widely available at $100-ish a box, and now they're selling for $300 plus a box in a matter of a couple years. I mean, where else are you making 200% gains unless you're taking a pretty risky bet on a single stock or a single crypto? Other than that, you're not finding that in a mutual fund or an index fund. It doesn't happen. Oh no, not this guy.
Who came on? Thank you for the super chat, Dougie. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the memberships.
I feel like Amit, I feel like you asking me about like being successful on YouTube. It's like Michael Jordan asking somebody like how to be successful at basketball. Like, how do you think? It's like Tiger Woods. Like, how do you think I should swing the golf club?
The reason I ask is because you have built a successful YouTube channel with live streaming on a rip and ship. And I feel like that's totally different than what Steve and I are doing, which is like showing our face and talking about like current events. You're literally showing cards and keeping the audience entertained. I think it's a much harder skill, and you've done it in a pretty incredible way.
Oh, thanks, man. By the way, congrats on 100K. I don't know if Steve told you. I told him to tell you that.
Yeah, no, he told me it's been awesome. It's been a fun journey. Steve, I think, is the fastest growing YouTube finance channel in history. 0 to 7K in 2 weeks. I don't think I've ever seen that in my life.
What do you think? Full time by 2026?
It's not because of me. Let's be real.
No.
I mean, look at your phone. Do you think I should put that out there as a little beta test?
I like this. Can we show this to everybody right now?
Yeah, we can.
I'll show it right now. This is Steve's new logo. Look at that, bro. Shout out to Grok or
Dude,
Gemini.
that's a logo. Did you use that with Chat GPT?
Somebody just sent it to me. They know who they are.
Oh, wow.
We may have to make T-shirts. That's all I know. Thank you, Carrie. Appreciate it.
Dude, what if we change the name of the channel to Milkman Financials? Like maybe
we may have,
bro.
We may have to.
Dude,
anyway,
branding. I love it.
Alex, your story has fascinated me ever since Steve introduced me to you a year ago. I guess a couple of questions for you is, how large do you think this industry is becoming? Like if you had to, I don't know if you want to give a number amount or something, but is this $1 trillion industry one day? Like, do you think it's growing to that scale?
Pokemon or trading cards in general?
Trading cards in general.
I think trading cards in general has a shot. Yeah, if you take like all the TCG sports cards, include all the different sports, I think no problem. Each specific kind of like, area, like each sport, each Pokemon, Magic the Gathering. Yeah, each one individually, I don't think so. But yeah, cumulatively, I think for sure.
And do you think it gets there through like tokenized trading of cards? Do you think it gets there with more conferences and events and more influencers? Like what gets it, more people like you that are doing it full time? What do you think?
Yeah, I think all of that. I mean, Collecticon's like one of the major like trading card conventions, and they started out doing only a few a year, and now they're doing. I think they're going to get up to the point where they're doing like 2 every month, like and they do it nationwide. I mean, literally all over the country, from West Coast to East Coast, everywhere. And me and Steve, like we talked about it. I mean, we both kind of estimated, but I think there's somewhere north of $100 million in that room every single convention. Like when you take into account what's on the tables and what's in people's pockets. And I mean, when just one gathering in one little part of the country, there's 100 million plus in a room. Then you take into account all the online, take away account worldwide. Like Pokemon, these games are worldwide, so it's not the U.S. It's literally every country throughout the world. I mean, tons of people in Singapore are getting into it, Japan, China. I think there's no problem.
And let's also keep in mind, outside of the investing aspect, there's a whole tournament gameplay aspect with regional and global events.
Yeah.
It is so big. I want to go over some data real quick. Have you looked at gem rate recently, Alex?
No, the number's going up again.
All right. So for everybody, we're going to venture outside of sealed product. When you purchase, just like the cards I did in the giveaway yesterday, like this is a PSA 10 LeBron that I have to send out. Everybody who won yesterday, I'm sending everything out on Wednesday, I believe. So not this week, but next week you should have everything. And I'll send you tracking numbers of everything that I sent. But in order to do that, just regular base is $24 now because PSA increased the price. It's around $24 to grade something that's under a certain threshold. Now, yesterday alone, PSA graded 74,400 cards. In the past 30 days, PSA has graded 1.65 million cards. Now, hypothetically, if there was no upcharges, okay, at $24 a pop, that's $39.54 million spent on grading. Annualized, that is $474 million.
On plastic.
On grading cardboard. Now, the more interesting portion of this is when I think about this and all the upcharges, this is probably close to $750 million a year in fees, if not more. And then when we look at the trends, TCG in the past 7 days is roughly 65% of the entire market of cards being graded. And we look at 30, that's about 55% of the market. I mean, how does that make you feel that TCG is overrunning sports cards? So when we say TCG, we're talking about Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and
One Piece.
One Piece now. Those are really the big four.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and you constantly see new IPs, intellectual properties making it in. Like, Disney has a game, Lorcana now. You constantly have basically any type of like anime or cartoon that becomes big, they're making it into a trading card game because it's kind of easy for your fans. It's kind of like an easy I don't know, transition for the fans. Oh, you like the shows, you like the characters, the plushies, buy the cards as well, play a game with them, right? And it's just continue to grow the space.
I think the way for it to really grow is if they come up with an ETF that I can trade, right? Like if they take a bunch of these massive MJ rookies, all this stuff, and they put them in to an ETF, right? Custodied via the, like, just like gold. Gold has an ETF, but you know, it's custodied with real gold.
Yeah.
They do the same with this. I think it could get a couple billion under management if the broader industry grows and people get instant liquidity, which also kind of solves some of the issues around trading cards.
Absolutely. It's the biggest issue. Like liquidity is, I mean, I just made a video today about it. It's the biggest thing that kind of gets pushed back in this hobby is once you start getting into larger numbers, what's the liquidity issue?
Yeah. And the reason you have liquidity, Alex, is because you've built a brand.
True.
Right. But the average person, if they buy a Pokemon card, I mean, it's just not the easiest for them to get the best deal because they don't have an audience to speak to potentially.
No, but one thing that is getting larger and larger is consignment services. There's a lot more large consignment services really, you know, popping up and coming stronger. And, you know, the percentages are even better than what you can get selling yourself. And, you know, literally you don't have to know anything. You just fill out your forms, pack everything up, send it to them. They sell everything for you, send you a big check or a transfer at the end. And so I think as consignment services get more larger and trusted, it's going to make a lot easier out for a lot of people that just don't want to deal with the selling.
Right.
But still, it's until there is something like that, a tokenization or an ETF or something, it's never going to be as easy as clicking a button and selling a stock or a crypto, which, I mean, with cryptos, especially certain ones, I mean, there's fees associated with that too. So, you know, the selling fees, I don't think it's as big of an issue. I think it's a liquidity.
Yeah.
So,
fair.
And here's something, Amit, am I allowed to play something if it's on X on here?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. So we're going to take a step into 2025. And one of the big problems back in the day, and I'm going to tie this back to stocks with GameStop, because I think I know what they're going to do. But one of the biggest problems I saw is a lot of card shops very dingy, off the beaten path, not updated. And that's always been the thing. Thank you, George, for becoming a member. Really appreciate it. So the GOAT of football, Tom Brady, has heavily gotten involved in this now. And I think you're going to see more athletes get involved, like Jeter. He has something going on. But Card Vault by Tom Brady, I believe, has 12 or 15 shops now. And they have their own video series on
Steve told me for the first time today, Tom Brady's into this industry. I didn't know that.
Yeah, let me make this a little bigger.
I didn't know Tom Brady owns a ton of these shops.
So he had a grand opening down somewhere in Lower Manhattan last week, I believe. He had some other athletes come. And I mean, it's absolutely crazy what they're doing with this. And these are shops that are brand new. They're putting a lot of money into it. And you have big athletes like Tom Brady getting involved in this. I think this is going to be the new trend. I think they're going to make the hobby even cooler than it is becoming. And it's not just sports cards at these shops. TCG is huge. Jeff Wilson, who built the sports card investor brand and Cards HQ down in Atlanta, said TCG is the number one seller in his shop. And now you have Tom Brady talking about the next 6 card locations on this.
Dude,
And
Alex,
doing
you should franchise one of these locations. I feel like you'd be perfect for this, dude.
I've been
It is
trying
something
to
crazy to
talk
think
him into
about.
building his own shop.
It's funny. My distribution rep was just having a conversation with me this last week, trying to get me to do the same thing.
Now, there's a lot more overhead with a physical location, right? Which is the barrier, but still.
There's that. There's the issues of worrying about break-ins and things like that, which a friend of mine just had it happen at his shop literally this weekend.
Someone broke in and stole Pokemon cards?
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
People people break in and steal iPhones, and people break in and steal Pokemon cards.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
And we can attribute that to The Sopranos, because in season 1, remember they were going to knock over. You've never seen it.
It's a great show.
No, I'm sorry. Season 2, Christopher tells Puss that he's got a line on Pokemon cards, and they're going to take down a truck. Back in '99.
Amit,
That was
how
one of the
old
best
are you?
episodes of season 2, to be honest.
Amit, how old are you?
27. I'll be 28 in 2 weeks.
Oh, you're not that young. So guys, remember what this reminds me of? Do you guys remember when poker really started to take off? And
Thank you, George.
you
Thank
had
you. Wow.
you had kind of all like the original, like kind of the greats of poker that they felt at the time. Like they were kind of the known ones that were always in the tournaments and always did well. And then when it got big, you started to have all these young kids started to come in and they really started to grind, learn every statistic. And you started to see all kind of new faces at tables. And then poker became huge and World Poker Tour popped up. World Series Poker got huge. All these different poker tours popped up. It was all over TV. They became like stars.
Phil Hellmuth, all that. Yeah.
I feel like that's what Pokemon and these TCGs are going through. I think it's finally hitting the mainstream where it's no longer like this, like, nerdy thing that, kind of like these neckbeard people do. And they smell weird and they go hang out at these card shops. I think it's becoming this thing where regular people are now feeling okay with it. It's not like this nerdy, goofy thing to do. And they're realizing there's real money involved. And so kind of the normal crowd is all getting in. And now a lot of people that normal crowd, like I said, they're all in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. They have real jobs. They have real money. They're progressing their careers. And this is nothing new. It's just like art is, just like Rolexes, collecting classic cars. Pokemon is just another extension of owning those kind of assets.
So let me ask you this. Who's the Chris Moneymaker of the TCG industry? Because what I'll attribute it to, because I was big in the scene, is Moneymaker changed the whole poker industry, because before that it was Ivy, it was Negreanu, it was Doyle, it was Hellmuth, like Amit said, which I'm gonna bet. I can't prove this, but I'm gonna bet he knows him from the All In podcast. But no, actually, no, I gotta take that back. I know Amit actually used to follow poker and play poker, so I know. I remember you said that. I can't even
All
say.
In podcast introduced me a lot more to him.
Thank you, Evan. Appreciate it. But when Moneymaker came out, he had his back against the wall. He had lost almost all of his money. He's an accountant that was going broke and was down to his last $40, if I remember the story correctly, and won a tournament online and then got through the regionals and made it to the World Series of Poker and made it to the final table and bluffed. I can picture him in my freaking, what was it, Sammy Farha? That he bluffed out to win the World Series. And then ever since that, everybody's been able to think that they can do the same thing. And it's become so analytical and the poker scene blew up. I think that we're going to see the card scene blow up so much further, because I really think that we've never had it where the athletes are actually getting involved on the buy side. And you look at what Michael Rubin, to me, is the Chris Moneymaker, because he's bringing everybody in from buying tops, and he set up Fanatics Fest at the Javits Center. And what they're doing is they're truly trying to 10x the hobby, and I think they're going to, by getting more athletes as co-owners of shops and really having the two cultures collide. That's just what I'm saying. And I think it's great for sports cards, and I think it's great for TCG.
Absolutely, man. 100%
Yeah,
agree.
I think, Steve got me into the industry, just even as a participant, but I don't have enough personal excitement to go and buy the physical. That's why I'm saying I want the ETF or something tokenized, right?
Yeah.
I just don't want to put in the work.
But if they come out with a tokenized ETF, you watch this hobby explode even further, because people like Amit, you're like, yeah, I'll put 1% in, or 0.5% or something like that. And you can have so much more liquidity coming in. And then these guys are going to have to hire buyers to keep buying for their ETFs. I mean, that will be the next frontier. And I think it's going to be huge when that happens.
Yeah. And then the thing is, it's like, once you kind of start making connections in the hobby, and not even through yourself, just like if you have other people you buy from, if you can buy in bulk, you have large amounts of funds, you're able to kind of get people out of their positions when needed. You're able to kind of like take plays when they present themselves. You have cash on hand. You can do something you can't do in the other markets, right? Is you can buy under market price, right? Like if you want to buy a share of something and you're not like, inside the company, you don't have like a stock option or something, you're paying full market price.
Yeah.
Well, with these TCGs, you're able to get in under market price. So it's like, as long as you know how to play the game better than others and make the right connections, buy in bulk, you can actually get these things at 90, 85, 80% of market. And so you're starting out already ahead of the game. And then when they appreciate, you're making the exponential gains collectible show, and you're having that built-in amount that you got in under, which is like another way you can just easier to be successful in this industry, I would say, than like the other industries, because there's just so much less competition because it's so undercapitalized.
So, Alex, let's go down this road. If somebody like Amit wanted to start diversifying, or people in the chat want to start diversifying, where would you say their best bang for the buck if they're going to take a long-term mindset and say, you know what, I get it. It's an alternative asset. I can't just click sell, and I'm willing to hold it for 5 or 10 years. What do you think the best path is? And by the way, Evan just sent me a text and said, if you're worried about security, he'll handle it. So if you want to start a shop, they'll take care of you.
I mean, dude, unfortunately right now for like someone getting in brand new, it's definitely the hardest time because things are coming out of the gate so expensive. Booster boxes that used to cost $100 to $150 are now coming out of the gate at $250 to $300. So you're definitely kind of starting at a much higher price point. There's a set right now. I mean, it's my favorite play right now called Prismatic Evolutions. It's got the most expensive Pokemon card pack we've basically ever seen. They have these God packs where when you add up all the cards you get in that pack, it's worth thousands of dollars. And the packs right now, I believe, are like $9 each a pack. The products are, you can get the ETBs with 9 packs in them for just over $100. The booster bundles with 6 packs go for around, 55 to 60. And so they're very, very inexpensive for what's inside. And other like sets, like that set. Yeah, there it is right there. Other like sets you could compare them to, or it's like a Paldean Fates, a 151, a Crown Zenith, all of which are just slightly older, maybe a year or so older. And all of those packs are anywhere from like $13 to $17 a pack. And so I think there's aggressive upside growth there in the next year to year and a half on that. If you're talking the next 3 to 5 years, absolutely. But all these booster boxes right now, if you go back and look at the Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, XY eras, and compare to what those booster boxes were 3 to 5 years ago, and just take an average percent of each era, I mean, that can give you a good idea of what you're looking at if you're to hold 3 to 5 years on these, because again, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. We all know that, but
Yep.
It's got a 100% track record. Basically at this point, it would be a black swan event, in my opinion, for it not to happen, and more of like a regular, normal trend for it to continue to happen the way it always has.
And here's something crazy. Lost Origin, what did this box get down to when nobody wanted it?
Lost Origin, man, it had a reprint, I believe, late 2022, and it got down to about $110 to $120 a booster box.
3 years later, it's
3 years. So 3 years, $120 buy on the reprint. Now it's, $800-ish box.
And Chilling Reign is
returns.
the one that got down to about 80, right?
What's that?
Chilling Reign?
Chilling Reign was $80. Fusion Strike was $80, no more than 3.5 years ago. Paldea Evolved was $80 to $85 a box about 2.5 years ago.
So Chilling Reign is now going for $566. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Now, granted, it's not the same market. And we always used to joke that this was a race to the bottom. Wait till Football Pete has it for 98 to 104. And nobody wanted to buy it until it got to those levels. People didn't want to pay 110. And if you went to Pokemon Center and got it at 164, I think at the time it was 156 or something like that for MSRP, you were getting ripped off. Now everybody's crying that they can't get it at MSRP. And I think that's a whole nother problem with the box. You can't, and it's not just Pokemon Center, it's Topps also. You couldn't buy any of the new basketball, which I do think is going to be a play. I do think that so Topps just got the license back for basketball. They're getting the license back for football from Panini. And this is the first year in, I think, 16 years that they are printing the basketball cards, and the hobby boxes have LeBron autos on a Lakers jersey, Victor Wembanyama autos on a Spurs jersey, Cooper Flag autos, and I think they got Bird, Iverson, and some other people to sign. I think that this product is going to be big in a couple of years, and I think if you can get boxes, put them aside for 5 or 10 years. I'm planning on doing that. The Pokemon boxes, though, right now, it's a problem trying to get them. But do you think people are able to start a relationship at local shops? So you go, you buy a box here, you buy a box there, and maybe you don't get absolutely murdered on buying boxes. Or is it better just to try to go to a Target or a Walmart and try to hit restocks, even though you're going against scalpers? Like, how can somebody in the chat get into this?
I mean, I think it's hard to compare, like buying these boxes now than buying them, a couple of years ago. But I mean, here's what I say is, what isn't at its all-time high? I mean, are we not buying crypto anymore because it's at all-time highs? Are we not investing into good stocks right now because they're at all-time highs? Are we people that buy precious metals? Are they no longer buying gold and silver? Did people stop investing in real estate? It's like, no. Now, if you really think everything's at highs and you think things are going to crash, sure, sit on cash, wait for your opportunity. But the argument of like, I'm not buying into Pokemon because it's higher than it used to be, that's like saying, well, I didn't believe in these tech companies when they were IPOs, but now that they prove themselves, they become some of the largest companies in the world. Well, now I feel more comfortable buying, even though they're exponentially higher than they were, 5 years ago. That's kind of why I see Pokemon. It's like, yeah, you're getting it at a higher entry point, but that's because it's so proven. There's so much data out now, and so many people are, seeing it as an alternative asset. Of course, it's a higher entry point.
Do you think there's going to be a nostalgia issue with Pokemon? Like eventually the IP becomes boring to people?
I'm sure.
My kids are not going to care about Pikachu, probably, right?
I don't know, dude. There's so many kids that are in the game right now. Like walking into a card shop, there's parents buying packs for their kids. I have parents on my live stream saying they're sitting there watching with their kids. It's definitely multi-generational. Here's my personal thought. Again, I have no data on this. I think we're probably a lot safer in the next 30 years, but very unsure in the next like 50 to 70 years. Like, I think we're definitely good for another generation. I don't know, beyond that. And so like, I'm selfishly looking at it in terms of like myself. Like I'm 35. I know you're late 20s, Steve. Like all of us, I think are going to be fine by the time we're looking to start cashing out, taking, taking our money out and then looking to retire and do other things. But if someone's asking me like, in 50 plus years, I don't know.
Because that is an issue, right? Like, because like someone's always going to buy the S&P 500 eventually, but like, and someone I think will always buy the Michael Jordan rookie. But with Pokemon, it's like, is it important enough in culture? I mean, if there's an AI version of Pokemon and it's like it captures people's attention, like that's a risk for everything, right? But as you say, if it can continue to be multi-generational, because I watched Pokemon growing up, but I grew out of it by the time I was like 12 years old. So
well, we do have a data point right now. So Pokemon put out a digital like pack opening app, Pokemon Pocket. And right now, I believe they just released some like numbers where sales are way down on it. And sales like right now, again, with TCG, you still can't find them on the shelves. They're higher than ever on the physical cards. So it does seem like the market overall is starting to reject the digital pack opening, and the physical cards are still doing well. So it's a data point. Who knows? Like you said, like 10, 20 years from now, if that changes, but it does seem like right now people still prefer the physical over the digital.
Yeah, I think that's why NFTs failed, right?
Too early, or?
I just don't think people believe the digital version of the Michael Jordan rookie card is worth paying $50 million for. But that physical card, for some reason, people are like, here, take my money. It's weird. So I feel like an ETF with the physical card custodied, backed 1-to-1 is what people would buy. But if you tell me they're going to come out with an NFT of the Michael Jordan rookie, I think no one cares, which is weird.
Yeah.
Right?
It is really weird, especially when you compare it to crypto. It's like some of the coins people believe, are really going to be transactional. But I feel like do you think people really invest in Bitcoin? I think it's going to be like one of like the major transactional currencies, or do you think that's more like an XRP bet? Because like with Bitcoin, it seems like people just are investing in it for the asset, which would be similar to an ET or a NFT, right?
I agree, but for some reason, NFTs have failed.
Right.
I agree. Bitcoin basically is the same thesis, but I mean, obviously, there's a lot more nuance to Bitcoin. But the point is, that asset that people want exposure to, they're not buying via NFTs, which is why in 2021 it just didn't end up playing out.
I have a theory on the digital cards. You can't grade them, so there's no upside on it. So it's the same thing as buying a raw card. The difference is a raw card you go to a show with a magnifying glass and you really find some high quality cards that are centered, have crisp corners with no creases, you may be able to get a 9 or a 10 and generate alpha by sending it in and grading it. Digital card's a digital card. There's no grading a digital card. It's perfect. There's no upside.
Yeah, Heinze and chat got upset. I compared Bitcoin to XRP. I wasn't really comparing them. I was just saying I would say like the mainstream arguments are definitely more like for XRP becoming like, you know, the main like exchange currency, whereas Bitcoin, you more here just like the price points people think it's going to hit much more than people think it's going to be like a widely used transactional currency. That's all I was trying to say, at least from what I've seen.
And I'm going to also say
that you're still on mute.
I've said before with Heinze said that I think that this generation is looking at these types of things as artwork rather than the way that somebody would have looked at an oil painting as artwork 50 years ago.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. It's just crazy to me when Steve shows me all these videos of these influencers and they're at these big events with 20,000 people. I'm like, bro, this is a really big growing industry.
I mean, think about the picture I sent the group chat of what Comic-Con looked like.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, you got to come to the East Coast National in, I think it's January. It's going to be. You got to come with us. It is just wild seeing. When you see this in person, it is just absolutely something else. And I think that's what really did it for me is going to a card show again. Oh boy, what is this? We're up.
We're pumping, baby.
Oh God.
Pump it up. Pump it up. Let's get this sucker back to 4,800, baby.
So this is an indication that if you had just bought the dip on Friday, you would have been golden. Or bought the dip yesterday when I
bought the dip 5 hours ago, bro. Dude, Alex, the one thing you don't have to deal with is freaking Trump China tweets ruining your day. Like, you don't have to deal with that. I don't think that affects the Pokemon market. But
I did tune into your stream a little bit when that happened. That was pretty funny.
Oh man.
So, Amit, how many private text messages did you get on Friday?
A lot. And a lot of it was like either two questions. Hey, should I buy the dip? Or B, should I start selling everything? I mean, literally it was one or the other question. And it's like, you know, you can never tell people exactly what to do. But I think me and Steve were talking about it on Friday for a couple hours, which is like, this feels like a nothing burger. It obviously could escalate, but at its core, it doesn't feel like there's anything realistic. And then when Trump spoke on the press conference, he basically calmed everyone down. And then today what he tweeted, it's like, this is the stuff that we have to deal with as market investors. But in alternative assets, they're kind of hedged against this shit. It shouldn't have an impact.
Dude, I was going to say, it's really funny. I made a joke in my video where, you know, I said, I checked my collector app the last 3 days, barely any change when the market's going haywire, crazy ups, crazy downs. And it was more of a joke. But seriously, all joking aside, when we had the COVID crash, right? That flash crash for those few months, collectibles didn't really see anything. Like sales volume went down a little bit, but you didn't see massive price corrections in the market the way you did in other markets. And, you know, same can be said in multiple different times where we saw market, you know, stock market corrections or downturns. And it is kind of interesting because all you hear about is how like volatile and risky alternative assets are, but it's weird. They almost perform less volatile.
It's actually hilarious. They're the most volatile assets, but they have zero impact when the crypto markets lose 20 billion of value, right?
Yeah, because every card convention that happened over the weekend, people went there with a bunch of cash and just got buying. I mean, it's almost impervious to everything.
It's strange.
It actually is a legit. So would you, if someone wanted to hold on to an asset for 50 years in the alternative space, would you say Pokemon or sports?
It depends what you're looking to buy at that point.
Let's say you have $10,000. You want to put it into either Pokemon or sports. You want to hold it. You're 20. You want to hold it till you're 70. What would you say?
I would say Pokemon. I don't think 10,000 is enough to get a high enough end sports product. I think that the really high end sports products are going to be like your more stable. But I think like at that level, you're probably going to want Pokemon sealed products. It's probably going to be a better option. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I'm going to agree, and I'm going to add a little twist to it. So I think you have a higher percentage of ROI with sealed Pokemon booster boxes, putting them in a storage unit, forgetting about it, and just letting it do what it does. And I think Alex is right that 10,000 may not be enough to get some of the stuff, but you have to remember with sports, you're really gambling because you're gambling that somebody's going to perform over their entire career and not get injured. And you're betting on rookie classes if you're buying sealed product. Now, if you were to go buy a LeBron James rookie or a Tom Brady rookie, which has gone up quite a bit, it'll probably keep going up. How much is a different story, but I wouldn't be speculating on a Mac Jones or somebody like that because there's no guarantee they're going to win championships. I mean, Brady's retired. The chances of somebody winning 7 championships as a QB is so slim. He may have that record for another 30 or 40 years because Montana, I believe, at 4 was the previous record. And, Mahomes, Chiefs aren't looking great. Maybe he wins another one. Maybe he doesn't. But, I do think that you have a better chance of the ROI just buying a bunch of different sealed boosters and just throwing it in a set. Yeah, Evan came up. It's not also every single set. You need to be much more selective in sports than Pokemon. Like Evan's an expert in this. We're going to ask him to come on at some point. And I mean, he does really well in this stuff. You have to buy Legends or really do a lot of research, have a thesis, and have it pan out.
Yeah. I'll definitely be watching that one.
Alex, would you say financially Pokemon cards have changed your life?
Oh, I mean, me personally, of course, right? Like, I mean, they definitely like changed my life the first time during COVID when things like really boomed the first time. We were able to like really kind of change like a lot of things, like paying off all our debt and everything and doing a lot of other things like that. But then like this time, definitely because, I've made it into a full-time business. The investments have performed again exponentially more than I ever thought they would. And I mean, it's put us on a track, much earlier financial freedom than we would have been on track for just without it.
Do you take any of the profits of the business now and do you put it into like the S&P or anything like that?
Me and Steve were just having that conversation beforehand.
I know Steve was probably ripping your ear off about investing.
No. He was asking me.
I'm at the point now, especially with how much things have grown and how much I've reinvested into the company, where Pokemon has always been like a good portion of my net worth. And now it's probably like the largest percentage of my net worth. And by the way, my add, we paid off our house too this year.
Wow.
And even with like a paid off house and other investments that I have in the stock market, Pokemon's still the largest asset I hold altogether. And so it's definitely getting to the point where I do want to start diversifying here soon. So just for the sake of just more safety, the more buckets you have your money in, the better.
But would you be interested in picking individual stocks, or you'd rather not go through the stress of all that?
Absolutely. Like, just like in Pokemon, I mean, I'm no stranger to risk. And like, I would say the older I get, the more risk averse I do, but like, I'm still not like, trying to get a whole bunch of, slow movers just to kind of protect my investment. So it's definitely a part of my portfolio I'd like to get into. Well, why you trying to pitch me here?
No, I'm just curious because you've done really well for yourself in something that is totally foreign to me. So I'm just like, well, this
is there an AMIT ticker?
No, AMIT. But I am curious because you're not alone. There are people that make their money outside of the markets, and eventually, they have to ask themselves, do they want to be part of like this growing AI big? Like, you're no stranger to the fact that all this shit is happening in the world. Do you want to buy some NVIDIA? Do you want to participate in that?
Well, yeah, it's for me, it's going to be less about do I believe in like keeping it in Pokemon, which I do, and more about am I going to eventually want, investments that are going to pay me an income and grow over time to where, you can actually have that financial freedom. Whereas, Pokemon going to continue to grow in perpetuity, but you're going to have to always obviously, sell some, you're going to keep buying. It's going to be a very active sort of investment style, much more than just like kind of building a portfolio and living off, whether the dividends or like you guys do, right? Covered calls, whatever you do with your positions.
Right.
Which, by the way, I need to dive into that on one of your guys' videos sometime. I need to go to stock market school. I mean, I got a pretty good knowledge, but man, some of the things you guys talk about even goes over my head. Like all the crazy moves you guys make is wild.
It's a crazy world, bro. A crazy
I love it. I love every minute. Like when you guys are all on, and Chris and everybody else you have on, man, it's like I just love listening to all of it. It all fascinates me.
There's no emit token coming out.
Dude, come on, cash in.
There's a milkman token definitely coming though. That's for sure.
Guys, me and my wife just watched the Sentra documentary on Netflix last night.
Dude, I told Steve, okay, I watched a 46-minute documentary today. And he got mad because like I can't watch freaking movies, but like I'll watch this shit. Did you guys know the Raising Cane's founder is worth $26 billion? Put in the chat if you eat Raising Cane's. I watched the 40-minute documentary on his life today. They do $5 billion in sales, fastest growing fast food chain. And it's kind of incredible. He owns 92% of the business. He has not given it up to investors or VCs or anything.
The question is it going to be better than Chick-fil-A?
Well, Chick-fil-A is on a whole different level. I think they do like $8 billion a year or something. That's just crazy.
I don't know what they do to their chicken, but it's freaking delicious.
Yeah, Doug knows. So Baton Rouge, because Doug's from that area with LSU, that's where the first Raising Cane's in 1996 was developed. And dude, the guy, his story, like no one would give him the money because everyone thought that in Louisiana, chicken fingers and fries is like out of touch with all the culture and seafood that they have in the region. So he had to do like underwater deep sea diving expeditions to like, these really complicated jobs where they pay really good because no one's willing to do it because you're risking your life. He had to go through all that shit to get his first like 50 to 100 grand just to start the restaurant. And now he's worth 26 billion. And his co-founder, who was best friends with him in 6th grade, after they opened their second restaurant, the co-founder wanted a buyout because he didn't want to be along for the ride anymore. He could have been worth freaking 14 billion if he had stayed. And I think he got bought out for like $100,000. So it's just crazy how these stories play out. But yeah, these are the type of people that are very exciting to learn and study about. But they're not going public, unfortunately. They never want to go public.
Interesting.
So we won't be able to buy them. But there's not that many in New York and New Jersey either. Like Steve, you've never had Raising Cane's, right?
I've never had it. No, I'm going to look for it. There's one opening that I can get to, so I'm going to try it when it actually opens.
Alex, have you had it?
Absolutely, yeah. They have them all over the place here.
Yeah, I've had it once, but
yeah, I mean the cane sauce is just unbelievable.
So you're going to find this interesting. While eBay does not disclose the exact percentage of its revenue from sports card sales, management has stated that sports cards are its largest contributor to sales growth, and that the category accounts for 13% of the marketplace's gross merchandise volume in a 12-month period. And check this out. In Q1 2025, sports cards showed double-digit growth for the 9th consecutive quarter and have been a key driver of their positive gross merchandise volume. Like, it's only getting bigger.
Well, I mean, talk about GameStop restructuring their whole business basically around them.
Yeah, and I do have a theory that they took on that debt and they're sitting on $9 billion in cash because they're going to try to buy collectors that owns PSA. Nobody's going to convince me otherwise because they don't have a choice. They're going to have to become a nationalized sports card shop or a TCG shop or both, because in the next 5 years, you're not going to have physical discs in consoles. You're just not going to.
Yeah.
I think what we should do while we're having a conversation, why don't you rip open that M2 box? Let's see if we can get somebody some nice starting.
Before that, Steve, so we're going to do this right now. Can you make some of these mods? So
yeah, I don't know how. How do I do it?
Go to the live chat on YouTube, not the stream one.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
There's a few people we can mod right now. And then we'll do the rip and ship.
Man, look at all the green names, man. There's more members than non-members in this chat. You gotta love to see it.
Hold on.
Again, dude, I've never seen someone go from 0 to 7,000 in 2 weeks. It's
the craziest thing I've seen, man. It's blowing up.
All right, so I'm in the YouTube chat. What do I do?
So you're seeing the regular chat on YouTube, right? On the left-hand side. So go to Matt's name Matt, Spencer, Ray. If you guys could comment again so Steve could find him.
Oh, add as moderator.
Put add as managing moderator.
Okay.
So you can do Matt, Michelle, Ray, Spencer, and then Melanie. You can make her a mod as well.
Hold on.
And then eventually Austin when he comes through. And then Cactus Jack as well, if you see him there.
The wrenches are being given out.
Wrenches are being given out. No spam.
What was it they were spamming at the very beginning? We didn't even touch on that. What's the inside
CRN?
thing?
Oh, I told them to spam that.
What is it? Fill me in.
Well, that's because everyone was coming from my stream here. It's CRN is currently right now.
Okay.
It's like a little.
Look at all the stuff we're learning.
Also, Doug. So Doug as well. Dougie Dallas.
All right, Dougie Dallas. All right, I'll get everybody else at another time. Thank you, everyone. So let's figure this out. So
How
we're
am I
gonna
gonna do
get
this, man? You
everybody.
can't even like just rip them up here. Like, how am I gonna do this?
Yeah, I mean, look, I trust you. I don't need you to have a second camera on. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the same thing as last night. We're gonna go through the whole box, and then we're gonna see what Alex pulls. And this is what he does. How many nights a week are you doing this now? 5, 6
5
nights a week?
nights. 5 nights.
And it's really interesting because what he's doing is 5 hours. I mean, I've seen some of your streams go 6.5, 7 hours, and you've said to me that you had to cut it off, and there was still like with orders still in there, you just couldn't stay awake anymore.
Yeah, we've had some crazy ones. It's definitely slowed down a bit, and I do end it a little earlier, but yeah, I mean, 3-4 hour streams are pretty average.
Now, before we start opening, now we know this is a zero-sum game, but have there been people that really get great hits and do really well?
Of course. I mean, here, this set alone, I mean, there's 2 Charizard cards. I mean, let me look them up.
I'm going to bring it up right now. And this is why I asked you to put this aside. So in preparation for this, I had asked Alex to put this set aside because the English version is not out yet. Yeah. And there are some big bangers in this. And while I really want the Charizard, we are going to give it away if it hits. So let me find the single cards. And so this is what we're looking for. Oh my God. I didn't realize that they moved up that much in price. All right. So here's what we're looking for, everyone. Somebody's night's going to be really freaking good because if you get the Mega, the market price raw is $853. And if you get the special art, it's $700 raw.
Yeah.
Alex, what are these going for if you grade and get a 10?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know if there's any out yet. This is brand new. I mean, in the thousands, somewhere in the thousands.
That is pretty crazy artwork.
Wait, so hold on. This rip and ship, what is happening? Are we giving it away? Like, how is this?
Yeah, we're giving it away to somebody.
No, but what are we giving away?
Everything.
But, okay, so after we see the cards, then we're going to see how much they're worth?
No. Alex is going to rip the entire box while we have a conversation, and we're just going to give it all away to somebody.
All the cards?
Yeah.
To one person or to multiple people?
What do you want to do? I don't know.
What do you want to? How do you? I mean,
Alex, what do you think? How do we do this?
Here's the thing about these. It's a little similar to sports with this set. It's kind of all or nothing. It's if you pull a Charizard, you're going home happy. If you don't, there's not a ton of value in a lot of the other cards. There's some.
That's my point. Like, is there even a point to give it away if there's nothing valuable there? That's I guess the question.
There's going to be something valuable in there.
Hey, I looked at the PSA 10s. The one ending soonest is like 3 days and 23 hours left on auction. It's already at 2,050.
Jeez.
So no idea what that's going to end at, but that's kind of what you're looking at.
That's crazy.
All right. Should we
start?
So
let's do this. We're going to have 2 winners. Take half the packs, put them on one side, and the other half put them on another. We'll have 2 winners.
Right.
So we'll do the same format as last night. After Alex rips everything, we're going to ask 2 questions, and we're going to give two sets of things out.
All right, 15 packs each.
15 packs each.
So right now, how much are those packs worth before we rip them?
I mean, they're not crazy. So Japanese sets are a lot cheaper than English. The boxes right now are going for roughly like $135 to $140. So roughly like $65, $70 each.
And we're looking for
15. So I don't know, 140 divided by 30 packs. I don't know, maybe what, $4 or
$4 a pack. Okay, and we're looking for like a Charizard or something like that.
Yes, we're looking for one of the two Charizards. One's gold and one is a special art rare. So
okay.
Oh yeah.
Which I mean, they're hard to hit, but they're not like incredibly hard when you take into account like a serialized sports card. All right, nothing out of pack number one. I mean, what's like a hit rate on a serialized sports card, Steve?
I mean, if you have like a 1 out of 99 and they make 50,000 or 100,000 boxes, I mean, it's hard to pull those. I mean, really.
Yeah, I mean, these are probably, from what I've seen, what I've opened, we've been getting roughly like 1 out of every 10 or 15 boxes. So they're not even like insanely hard to hit.
But my question is, all these cards that don't have anything good, do these just go to the garbage? Is that it?
Whoa, hey, yo. All right, so we got a Sharpedo. It's our first hit. The garbage, hey, man, come on. We at least give
no, but
proper,
like, can you even
So,
you can't even sell them, right? You can't do anything with them. So
you guys can follow, guys and gals can follow Alex on YouTube. I linked it. I also have it in the summary notes. And let's try to get him some subscribers on X. I want him to grow that X account and start actually posting on there.
Amit, can you
help Steve?
Can you help the sales pitch on X? Steve's been trying to tell me to create a X account, and apparently I had one from way back.
He's got 50 followers on X and over 34,000 on YouTube.
I don't use that. I don't think I've ever posted on there.
Well, no, X is great. There's probably a massive Pokemon audience on X.
There's huge. I mean, I got a sales pitch for you. You want to know how many people PokeRev has?
Or Corio. Oh, on X? Sure, it's crazy.
Not as crazy as I thought. 31,000.
Sure he's got like social media managers and people posting.
Yeah, this may not even. He doesn't even have a check mark. This may not even be his account.
It's a good question.
Steve, you're 100 followers away from 20,000 on X.
Oh, really?
Which is pretty wild, dude.
Nice.
20,000 is a ton. So I love it. Steve's growing.
Steve's very humble about his following.
I just find this so fascinating. Like, people would rather. I get it because they're hanging out, watching the chat. It's freaking great.
It's cooler than Seeking Alpha because it's more interactive.
Yeah, let's. Do you mind if I change the view so people can see better? Yeah.
So I think it's the third one. Yeah. Now put Alex where you were just now. I think drag Alex into it.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh man, front and center. Now I'm all nervous, man. To bring me front and center on Steve.
Alex, when you're doing your rip and chips and you're talking to people, like, do you talk about life? Do you what do you talk about with them?
Talk about life? We get like introspective with it.
Yeah, like at some point, do they ask you personal questions? Like, how do you like?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of let the chat lead it. Like, obviously, every time a pool comes out, I'll just kind of talk about the pool. Yeah, it is. I would say it's rough, kind of chat led, wherever kind of the chat takes it that night. I would say it doesn't ever usually get too deep. I don't know. It's a good question. I haven't really been asked that before. So, anyways, the first 15 packs. This is why I said it's not going to be that much. We got this art rare of this guy. I don't even know what this Pokemon is, and then we got these two EXs. Honestly, not much value there. I'm not going to lie.
We're still going to send it, and we're going to throw something else, and I just got to think we're going to throw in.
We're hoping this next 15 packs is
right. So that 15 is done?
That 15 is done. Okay. That's how fast it goes. Oh, hey, we got this dude. Okay, this Dugong card. Amit might even remember this one. It's a original 151.
I don't remember shit about this. It's been so long since I watched Pokemon. I know
Probably got
Pikachu and I know
little
Charizard.
value.
And I know what was that blue, the Squirtle thing or something? I remember
Yeah,
that.
Squirtle. It's a blue one.
Dude, Yu-Gi-Oh used to be my shit.
Yu-Gi-Oh is pretty freaking big.
I'm surprised Yu-Gi-Oh cards aren't traded as much. Like Dark Magician, Blue Eyes White Dragon, those.
Well, they are. It's just the new ones aren't as big, you know.
Well, because the show got shitty, and that was my question about Pokemon. It's like, is there even a Pokemon show anymore that is like new with like content that people watch?
I think there actually is with new characters. Yeah. Come on, baby.
Come on, we need the Night of the Charizard tonight. I want somebody to go away a huge winner.
Just tell him that you can buy and sell Pokemon options. He'll be all in. I'll buy some leaps.
I mean, theoretically, the leap is buying it raw and grading it because it leaps in value if you get a 10.
Were you guys buying on stream on Friday?
Yeah, we bought. I mean, I bought some grabs. Steve bought some BMNR.
I bought some Ethereum over the weekend and on Friday.
I bought there's a semiconductor new stock I'm looking at. I bought another. Dude, I bought 2 minutes before Trump said.
Yeah, what's a semiconductor speeder? What is it called?
What do you mean? Oh, the ETF?
Yeah.
SMH.
Yeah. Is that what you got into?
No, there's a new one I bought called AMKR, like an hour before Trump said his stupid shit. And then I bought the dip on it, but like it's just, you know, anyone who bought at 10 a.m., if they had waited 30 minutes, they would have gotten even a better.
Hey, we did get a Charizard. We did get a Charizard.
We got a Charizard. All right. We're getting somewhere.
It's not the Charizard, but we'll take it.
We're getting somewhere.
All right, we got this nice little necklace.
It looks like a sperm cell, bro. Tell me that doesn't look like a sperm. Bro, that's a sperm.
Listen, man. Pokemon is a G-rated hobby, Amit.
That is.
All right.
You know, I think I'm going to really annoy the Cabal. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to learn how to play the game, and I'm going to show up at tournaments and win. How about that? I'm going to learn the game. I'm going to go on Gemini and Grok, and I'm going to research all the best combinations and how to build the deck. And I'm going to go to a local TCG shop and play. And then I'm going to start going to tournaments and win.
You going to learn the meta?
That's going to be the new hobby, just to annoy the Cabal.
Hey, there we go. We got a nice little art rare there.
All right.
We're getting somewhere.
Wait, Alex, have you ever seen a special edition Charizard? Because I have one. Have you ever seen thick Charizard?
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Seen it, right?
Yeah, I can't believe you got your hands on one of those.
I got one of these, bro.
Who'd you kill?
Dude, I have a plug called Ray, and he hooked me up with it, you know? So.
Oh, that's the last one, man.
I thought it was.
That is it. That's all we got. It's over.
All right.
I don't even have more. I sold out. On Friday.
So
I
this is what we're
one
going to
box
do.
for us.
Do you have any open boxes of Destined Rivals?
No.
No.
I mean, I have packs of Destined Rivals.
So that's what I mean by open boxes. Do you have packs?
Why do you ask?
Let's do this. We're gonna put. You have like 4 packs.
Of course.
All right. We're gonna send 2 packs, not ripped, sealed, with both bundles. So maybe they pull something out of Destined Rivals. So that's gonna be my gift to everybody for showing up and hanging out. And now we got to figure out how we're going to pick the 2 winners.
It's got to be a question.
It's got to be
Steve, it's got to be a hard question so that you can't have too much debate over who typed it first. Because it should be hard enough.
One of each artwork for both of them.
Oh, nice. All right, cool. All right, so people are going to get a hit or 2 and some seal packs to open, and maybe they get. Now, Destined Rivals is a very hot set.
The hottest.
Is very hot set. All right, so we're going to stick with movies.
Hey, you can read align the cameras if you want.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Alex, you watch movies or no?
Absolutely.
Like, what's your top 5?
Oh, not this. Oh, geez. Here we go.
No, just what's your top 5 movies? What is it? Top 5. Steve, you can't speak when he's talking. What's your top 5 movies?
5 all time?
Yeah.
Any genre?
Dude, just top 5.
Gladiator goes up there.
Great movie. Okay.
I like okay, so I like something like an Ocean's 11.
Phenomenal. That's a good one.
Man.
I don't think you're a movie guy, bro. I feel like you would have the answer quicker.
Yeah. Dude, because we watch so many. Me and my wife probably watch like, 3, 4, 5 movies a week. It's so hard to like go that deep and figure out exactly.
What about Inception?
Your 5? You have them like ready rapid fire off.
Inception, Interstellar, Dark Knight, Wolf of Wall Street, High School Musical.
Yeah, I'll definitely throw Dark Knight on mine. Absolutely.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
That's good.
But see, then I would throw like a comedy. I'll throw like Happy Gilmore on mine.
That's a good one too.
So I'll throw Happy Gilmore, Dark Knight, Gladiator, Ocean's 11, and man, dude. I'm gonna go old school. We're gonna go old school. We're gonna go. Steve will be with me on this one. I'm gonna throw out Tombstone.
Great movie. Great one.
All right, man. Steve's giving me some evil
I'm
stares, man.
So hard right now.
Really good one.
I'm trying so hard.
What'd I do? Where'd I go wrong?
You didn't do anything. Ask Amit how many of these movies he's actually seen.
I've heard a lot about these movies from Steve.
Dude, you've seen Dark Knight.
That he's seen.
Yeah.
I've seen a Tombstone. There's a bunch of cemeteries nearby. Like I've seen these.
He's never seen Tombstone.
Yeah, I doubt it. I figured that. What about?
I'm your Huckleberry, bro. I know Tombstone.
Yeah, because I use it as my freaking response on X, like every other post.
Oh, Ocean's 11, no go.
Look at the private chat. Is that a good one?
Oh, dude, Tin Cup. That's a good one.
Tin Cup is one of the best freaking comedies there is.
The answer is a real human's name or a
yes, that's a real human's name.
Okay, I think that's a good enough. Yeah, so I'll be looking
All right,
for.
So we got one question, everybody. Well, as Amit said, they got to be hard, but I think that this genre, people will get it.
First and last name. We need both. First and last name.
All right, hold on.
What are we looking for?
It's in the private chat. If you click it, do you see on StreamYard?
Yeah.
Question.
And I think it's fitting with what we've been talking about.
Why does everyone hate on High School Musical, bro? Have you watched it, Alex?
Of course. Yeah, I mean, I grew up on Disney Channel.
It's a classic, bro. High School Musical, like.
Yeah, it's probably not my favorite Disney. Like I liked some of the older ones. Like I like Brink. Did you ever watch that?
Brink?
Yeah, it's like a skating movie.
I feel like I've heard. Is that like a Disney Channel movie?
Yeah, it's Disney Channel.
Dude,
Disney Channel movie.
Disney movie.
Where's
Brink.
my Disney?
I got the next one.
Oh, this one. I never watched it, but I've seen commercials for this.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely grew up watching Disney Channel movies. I'm definitely not above that.
These are the two, Amit.
Okay, so let's do the first one first.
So let me redo the second one. We gotta say what movie this is from. Hold on.
Oh, the one where the kid becomes a mermaid. That one is a phenomenal movie.
Johnny Tsunami, that's a good one.
Dude, I've watched like all the classic Bollywood movies, but I don't watch the new ones. But I've seen.
Oh no, I haven't seen a Disney Channel movie in like, I don't know, 15, 20 years.
Dude, did you watch The Joker with Joaquin Phoenix?
No.
The 2019 one?
Because I don't think so. Wasn't there a two? There was like a two.
There was a second one, but everyone said the second one was so bad.
Yeah, so I didn't see the second one.
Yeah, the first one was I mean, I think people overhyped the first one a little bit. It was decent, but the second one apparently was not good.
Yeah, I didn't understand with you. It was a good movie. It wasn't like the way people were acting like.
Yeah.
People were going as crazy as they were over like, Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Well, all right, everybody. I am going to stay on after this. This isn't the end of the stream, but let's get the giveaway.
Steve will be on till 1 a.m.
No,
Dude, he is.
No, I got to go to sleep at some point.
No, the chat will keep him on, bro. He will stay.
I'll stay on. Yeah, I'll stay on for a while. But let's. I want to really give this stuff away. So, man, why don't you do the honors and
All right, first question. We need the first name, last name. Here we go. Who played the character of Aragorn in the Lord of the Rings trilogy? Who played the character of Aragorn in the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
I love him mid trying to
classic
just
movie.
get the name out.
Yeah,
Oh, we got it. We got it.
Somebody
Man,
got
that was
it.
quick.
Investor MOX, Viggo Mortensen. Investor MOX, Viggo Mortensen. You got it.
All right. So, Investor MOX, private message me on X, and I'll accept the message, and then we'll talk, and you can give me the info, and we'll get it out. Alex and I will figure out how we're going to get it out, but I'll make arrangements.
All right.
So,
All right.
All right. Second one, it is a place and a country. So we need both. A place
in a country, and it's from one of my favorite movies that I would say Alex has definitely seen. You've seen Point Break, right?
Yes, 100%.
Ooh, I haven't. Not the original.
So you saw the remake. You never saw the original.
Yeah, I need to watch it. I've been meaning to go back and watch it.
You gotta watch the original. It is
Keanu
so
Reeves, Patrick
freaking
Swayze.
Yeah.
classic, and Amit knows that because I busted his chops about it the other night.
All right. From Point Break, what is the name of the place that Bodhi ultimately wants to surf? From Point Break, what is the name of the place that Bodhi ultimately wants to surf? I think
Yeah, we got it.
I think we got it.
We got it.
Damn, Chat GPT.
No, there's no way they could have got that quickly from ChatGPT. We got it.
Black Belt the World, Bells Beach, Australia.
All right. So same thing. Private message me on X. Either later tonight or tomorrow, I will get in touch with you, and we will correspond. And Alex and I will get out your 15 ripped packs and 2 unopened packs of Destined Rivals. And I hope that you guys pull something out of Destined Rivals because it is the big hot. Alex, would you say this is right now the big hot set from the Scarlet and Violet era?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the most hype sets we've had in the last couple of years.
So, and what you're looking for in this is,
oh man, there's a Mewtwo.
Yep, I'm bringing it up.
Yeah, it's about what $500 market price. I think it's going for almost 2,000 at a PSA 10 right now. It's a pretty good chase, but it's got a lot of other cards that are worth hundreds of dollars. $100 to $200. Yeah.
And what I will say, if you pull one of these big cards, message me, and if I don't know the answer, I'll ask Alex if it's worth grading, or maybe Alex, at the top 6 cards, the ones that are 100 or more, are those worth sending the PSA and grading if they get pulled?
I would say so. Yeah, even like that Misty Psyduck card right there.
The whole thing is amazing. So, yeah, I am really going down the rabbit hole further, and I'm very excited because I do think that this industry is going to blow up even more. I really do. I'm happy that I had the opportunity to buy when I was, and look, I can't get my hands on the product that I want at the moment, but I'm able to get my hands on some of it. So I'm going to keep investing in this. I think it's really going to keep going up.
Well, and that's kind of what scares me about like the prices right now is everyone thinks it's like going to crash. Everything's because things have been high for so long, it's going to crash. But there's so many people like you that keep saying, I can't wait till it gets lower so I can buy more. And that's just not like indicative of something that's going to crash. Is people with cash on the sidelines waiting to buy more, So I don't know. And even if it does dip because more supply hits, I just don't know how low or how long it can dip with that many people wanting to get involved.
Here's why I don't think it's going to. You have so many people saying that and remembering where it was. So let's just say right now boxes are standard $250. They come down to $180. Every box is getting bought because now it's a discount.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really incredible.
And like I said, the data at this point is just so long. It's so I mean, you look back at like every Sword and Shield set, every Sun and Moon set, every XY set. You're talking about sets that go back every year from the last 3 to 10 years, and you can't find a single booster box. Like there's like maybe one in Sword and Shield or two that are like less than $300, and everything else is 500 to 1,000 plus. Everything in Sun and Moon is high hundreds to multiple thousands. There's not a single box in XY under $1,000. It's like it's very obviously where things are headed as long as you're willing to hold long enough.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things where if you just buy one booster box, because that's what I originally started doing, you can't know off the bat which one's going to become the next Evolving Skies. But in every series, there's always that one that just happens to go gangbusters. So my whole philosophy was just buy one of each and see what happens.
For sure. Now, here's a question for you guys, though. If I were to sell a Pokemon investment, where should that money go in the stocks market?
There's this company called Palantir. And what they do is basically have an ontological.
Would you like to tell a myth about a little company called Palantir, Alex?
Never heard of it.
No.
I think it's a company you should look into. It's an important company.
He may have been told to buy that, and he may not have listened.
You missed Steve's signal on it. You missed the ontological enterprise operating.
I think he told me about it when I was like half asleep one night or something. And I woke up, I thought I was dreaming. I don't know.
Dude, Steve, you didn't pound the table hard enough?
I tried to.
Dude, I missed that. I missed his telling me to buy SoFi. I missed so many plays. I didn't listen to Steve.
Yeah, I think it's just like a lot of these names have run so much, so they're not as asymmetric. But no, dude, honestly, I'd buy like the NASDAQ, QQQ. Just get exposure to technology. That's it. That'd be.
Then every time there's like a dip, like what's happened Friday, just try to get more involved and
try to buy as much more as you can. That's it. Those are the companies that are going to matter in 10 years.
Yeah, true.
I agree.
So,
I like it, man. Dude, I'm glad you jumped on, man. It was good to talk with you again.
Yeah, man. It's all we got.
I love seeing all the success, dude. It's so awesome watching your channel just blow up. Like, what was it like going on with Martin Scarelli?
Oh, that was cool. Scarelli's awesome. He's a dope guy. He's very polarizing. So some people love him, some people hate him. But he has opinions and he's not afraid to share his opinions.
Yeah, it was cool. That was a good interview.
It's been cool. I went on your channel, I think September of last year. And since then, Steve has told me about how much you've grown. And it's wild, bro. Because at the end of the day, we're getting to do what we want to do, which is create for a living. For sure. And that is a real blessing and privilege. But it takes a lot of work. And so, getting to see you do it with Pokemon is just so cool. Because it's an industry that's so foreign to me. But seeing someone grind and hustle and do it and move the types of product you're moving, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, dude, Steve's the last one to do it. He's gonna be the next on board. I'm just waiting for that call one day. Yeah, man, just walked out of the job, full-time social media.
That's not happening.
One of these days.
Mark my
words.
Steve is too risk averse to do that, but I think he might do it in a couple of years if it really works out. But I think he likes the stability of the job.
I love what I do.
Yeah. Also, you get to go to New York City, bro. You get to walk around the city. Like, it's better than being stuck in your house all day. There's a different type of mentality that comes.
Are you in your new place, by the way?
Yeah. New place.
How you liking it?
It's dope. It's a dope spot.
You like the area?
Yeah, the area is great, dude. There's like a really nice nightlife here and bars and restaurants. And, it's near the skyline for New York. So that's something I've always wanted my whole life. It's a dope spot.
When we went to New York, we stayed right across in Jersey City, like right on a hotel.
Right back in one sec.
That like walk to the ferry, and so we just ferry over every morning.
You probably stayed at the Hyatt. The Hyatt is right near the ferry.
Yeah, I think I might have been it.
Yeah.
Is that near you anyway at all?
Yeah. And the ferry is like crazy because the ferry is like it's a 10-minute ferry to New York City. And then
it's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time. So that's your life these days, huh?
That is my life. But we have to do whenever there's another conference, we all three have to go to one.
Hopefully you mean up in New York?
Yeah, I mean, if there's a Pokemon thing in New York or something, I would love.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to visit again.
Yeah,
I honestly didn't have I don't know, because I'm one of those people where it's like I like to do things, and I was like, I don't really know what to do. I guess just walk around the city. And dude, we had a fantastic time just going and seeing everything. You know, saw a Broadway show, all that. It was, dude, New York was a great time.
Dude, I was hearing some stats about Broadway prices. Like, I forgot which Broadway it was, but the average price is like $450 for a Broadway right now. And that's the average, which means in the front, you would get like $1,000 seats, which is crazy because we hear so much about the economy struggling, the consumer, but like New York's able to sell $450 average Broadway tickets.
And they'll sell out.
And they sell out.
Yeah, there's that. There's the parks like Universal and Disney down in Orlando. Like, you know, tickets I have no problem selling. It's crazy, man. I don't know what to think about it. I don't know. So I also do know people personally that have been laid off from their jobs, and there are people struggling. But at the same time, it does seem like the consumer is unfazed right now. So I just don't know where we're headed right now.
What's helping is the market. The market being up is helping people that have assets continue to spend. And so if the market crashes, that goes away. And then if you have the bottom half of the consumer that can't spend, that goes away. So like keeping the market afloat is actually really important. I think Trump knows that. So that definitely does matter. But you've got this AI earnings tailwind with all the, you know, NVIDIA, Google, all these companies doing amazing. And then you've got the Fed that's lowering rates, which should make the cost of capital cheaper for everything, even Pokemon cards. So
you know what I love? I love the fact that Amit knows, like, I don't think you know how much you can understand how much he's grown. It's really incredible watching it because he's become an expert on so many economic factors. It's really incredible.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, 4 years ago, I barely knew anything about the economy. And a lot of it was self-taught. A lot of it was Chris, Steve, Matt, all these guys around me helping me understand it. But a lot of it's also due.
4 years ago, you were just pounds here, pounds here, pounds
here.
here.
Yeah. And I think that obsession was important because it led me to build a position when Palantir was $6. But eventually you want to learn about the world, right? And when you're talking about it for 8 hours every day, it forces you to like learn about a lot more subjects.
But I think that also helped you make a lot of other investments and feel comfortable allocating capital outside of Palantir, which is made you do phenomenal. So it's amazing to say.
Well, it makes you want to like research and like know what you're talking about, and be able to answer questions that people have, and not like, be stuck or, sound stupid. So like it pushes you to research things you wouldn't normally research if you weren't doing it, I think, for content.
Yes. And the more things you can talk about, I think the more interesting you become. Like the more you just have to have more knowledge, and you don't want to force it. But like if you spend, when that yen carry trade happened back when the market crashed in August, like just learning about Japanese currencies, like now I know a decent amount about it and you can speak on it, but it takes those events to force you to like understand, why is this happening? What's happening? How can you speak about it? What are the dynamics around it? And hopefully that becomes another tool in your arsenal.
So we're going to get some Forex content.
Dude, Forex is still a legit industry that's out there. I don't see as many people promote it, but it's like still there. But I think people have moved on to just like options in general versus foreign exchange.
Remember, everybody was freaking out about the yen carry trade, and you called me up, and I talked to you guys about it, and told you there was nothing to worry about.
Well, there's never anything to worry about. So
there's always something to worry about, just not that. I mean, that was ridiculous.
That was a buying opportunity, and maybe Friday ends up being as well. But Alex, if you are trying to get into stocks right now, I mean, like, I don't know what happens by end of year, but we did get a nice little drawdown on Friday. Maybe Monday is the time to put a little bit more money.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always making plays here and there, like just fun plays. Like it's never like a large amount of capital, like compared to what I have. Like so, it's like anything I'm not putting in just like any type of like a index or something or a mutual fund or ETF. I'm just like I'm making fun plays with singles here and there. But like I've never got to the point. And a lot of times they're swing trades. Like if I make a good margin on them, I'll just get out and move to something else. But
you use Schwab or Fidelity?
Schwab, yeah. I used TD Ameritrade. Then when they switched over, I love Thinkorswim. It's my favorite platform. I've tried a few over the years, but Thinkorswim is just still my favorite. What do you guys usually like?
I use Robinhood. I think Steve uses Schwab.
I'm starting to like Robinhood a little bit.
Steve, you can make a Cactus a mod as well right now.
What about Webull? Any good?
I like Webull. I don't use it to trade, but I like their charting. I like a bunch of different things they do. I just don't use them to buy or sell.
Makes sense.
I bet you're gonna head out and hit the sheets
Yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep.
You do that. Thank you for coming. It's always a pleasure.
He's got to get up early, man. Market open.
Market's got to open. So thank you, Steve.
Thank you for everything. Really appreciate it.
Yes. Alex, great catching up. Hopefully
Awesome,
we'll see
man.
each other in person soon.
Yeah, I can't wait to come see you guys in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Great. Later.
All right, talk soon.
Have a good one.
Later.
Good night.
So why don't we do this? Let's go for 11 minutes and then you can go get out of here and I'll stay on for a little bit.
That works.
So,
what you do?
Oh no, I want to leave everybody with something about the alternative asset markets and amid short on sleep. Yes. I'm not going to talk about CoreWeave tonight. I haven't done the due diligence, but I will do the due diligence this week. I'll go through the chat and answer a bunch of questions in a little bit, but I want to leave the audience because I think a lot of people tuned in because the ones that came with you, they're just genuinely interested. And I think that this is the first time I've had the ability to do a long form discussion around alternative assets on my channel or one of their channels. And I think people are generally interested in it because of how big the industry is. So I think, where do you see it going? And what's the best way to purchase? Let's leave it at that. What's the best way for people to get involved? Should they go to a store? Should they go to a show? Or should they just go to Target and try to find ETBs?
Yeah, I mean, where I see it going is, I think that like our generation, I would say anyone in their like 20s, 30s, 40s, are really appreciate, kind of the things we grew up with and, want to spend our disposable income on those things, whether they're looking to invest or literally just collect as they, kind of progress in their careers and have more money to spend. And I think it's becoming more so than things like, classic cars or like you said, oil paintings or, war memorabilia, kind of like the collectibles of the past generations, I think are fading away. And Pokemon is just going to be one of those kind of mainstream collectibles that people are going to value as a store of wealth, the same way people would with like other things like that in the past. So, like, I think that's honestly where it's heading. As far as like where to buy, yes, right now, if you can find anything out there in your local Targets, Costco's, Sam's Clubs, Walmart, anything like that, it's going to be at a discount to what they're selling for on the open market because they're in such short supply. But if you're looking to like build, buy a position in something, eBay or TCG Player, both very trusted platforms. TCG Player is actually owned by eBay now. They bought it out. So it's all under eBay's umbrella. Very good buyer protection. And just make sure you're not like anything else. Don't look for things that are too good to be true. If you're looking at things and one seller has it way underpriced and it's a seller that has weird feedback or shipping from, overseas somewhere, obviously it's probably a scam. But as long as you're buying from the sellers that have, 99, 100% positive feedback, have tons of transactions, tons of sales and all that, you're going to be okay. Price points are all over the place right now. I can't get into that in one stream exactly what to buy, what price to buy it at, but eBay TCG Player, you'll be fine. If you can find it in the local stores, you're always going to get in a discount right now. So either one.
Great answer. I like that.
Yeah.
A lot. Great answer. So what are you planning? Like, what are you, besides Prismatic, because you said that, if you had to give 5 sets for people to look at and try to find when they're, so I'm sure a lot of people in the chat shop at Target or Walmart or Dwayne Reed or places that have Pokemon cards. If they see it, maybe pick some up. What are a couple of sets that they should, if they see it, maybe consider picking a little up?
Yeah, so 151, if anyone's familiar with Pokemon at all, the original Generation 1 back in 1999, there was 151 Pokemon. They remade a set in Scarlet Violet era, which was the era just happened, called 151, and it was just the original Pokemon. It was very nostalgic. It brought a lot of people back to the hobby. There's talks they're going to have more 151 product coming out before it goes out of print in Costco's and maybe other places. If you see that, definitely get your hands on that. Like we said, Prismatic Evolutions, the packs we're giving away, Destined Rivals, another massive set. A couple other ones, if I had to pick, Paldean Fates has one of the most popular cards in the hobby. And then the last one I would say would be let's say Surging Sparks. It's a Pikachu set. Pikachu's been the face of the hobby since the beginning. And so Surging Sparks, it will probably be a good one to find too.
Great answers. I love it. And look, 150. Oh, look at this. Chris just said I have all my OG 151.
There you go.
Yeah, it's funny. I bought that special set for 95 or 98 bucks, and it's at 600. It's crazy.
Dude, it's just the way the winds change in this hobby are unreal. It's like, what, a year and a half ago, those boxes were falling off the shelves at Costco. You walked by them. You didn't, they were plentiful at 90 bucks, 80 bucks on the shelf. And, now they're going for roughly like $600 a year and a half later. I mean, the gains that you see in this hobby when things catch fire, it's unlike anything you see anywhere else. I mean, now obviously if you're getting into like some crazy option bets for sure, but other than that, I mean, you can't really find these kind of gains other places.
So Celebrations 25th, that was something that was asked last night also. What is that? And can you hit the nail on the head with that one?
So Celebrations came out, I believe, in 2021. And so it's been out of print for a few years. It's had a pretty decent sized run in this market. So it's selling at a bit higher rate than it ever has. People are speculating that next year they are going to be making a 30th anniversary set next year. And so people are kind of speculating that the older, generation or the older anniversary sets are going to run. And so I'm not sure, because it's kind of like, could be like the market where it's kind of like you buy the news and you sell the actual, or you buy the rumor and you sell the news type thing. And so it could be something like that where the next anniversary set comes out and it may actually just stagnate or sell off a bit. And a lot of the run may already be happening. But it's definitely an interesting play. I truly don't know which way it could go, but yeah, it's a anniversary set, and anniversary sets have always done well.
Great answer. All right. Any final thoughts?
No, man, I'm had a great time. Who are you having on next week?
I'm not sure yet. We're gonna see.
Gonna have Evan. Gonna have some sports card combo.
Yeah, we may. We're gonna see. Oh, so you're up to 71 followers. Let's try to get Alex some followers on X.
My X account?
Yeah, I just put it on there. You got 71 followers now. Let's try to get it up. And I do think that Alex makes some of the best, if not the best, content around the Pokemon world, especially from an investing standpoint. And he makes a lot of short videos that are 20 minutes, 10 minutes. And he's one of the only people that really gives it to you straight without any fluff. So I would follow his YouTube also if you're into it. It would be very interesting. So
I appreciate you, man. Thanks so much.
I think he's well worth the follow, and just listen to his short stuff. You'll learn a lot, and I think it's well worth it. So Alex, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. You're gonna have to come on again, and we're gonna have to keep the whole Pokemon train going and keep everybody informed, because I think this is going to continue to do well, and we'll see what happens.
Absolutely, man. All right, dude. We'll talk soon. Have a good rest of your stream.
Thank you. I'll talk to you during the week.
All right. See you, man.
Thank you. Have a good night. All right, everyone. Really appreciate everybody joining and staying and listening to the conversation. Alex is a great guy. Amit's a great guy. And, Alex does such good content, and he reached out to me when I went into his Discord and everybody was telling me I was going to get wrecked and all this other stuff. And we formed a relationship out of it, and he really helped me out with understanding stuff. And, he's not like the majority of the people in the Pokemon community. So I can tell you he's a really genuine individual. He's a great guy and really makes great content. So I would definitely follow his stuff. What I am going to do now is I'm going to stay on for like another half an hour, and I'm just going to go through the chat and interact with everybody and answer questions. So just fire them off and I'll start answering. So we'll start with, what AI energy play are we going? I'm not sure yet. I got to do more DD on it. I'm trying to figure that out myself. I still like pipelines. And I do think we need more energy, so I am very interested in Chevron. I got into Pokemon cards about just over 2 years ago. Not long. I was in sports first. Obviously, you can see the Rivera jersey in back of me. So about 2 years ago. I think SaaS stocks are going to be fine. I'm not too worried about it, as long as they integrate AI well, and I think it will increase their net dollar retention. I think they'll be fine. I happen to like Verizon here. I got to figure it out. Love the earlier Star Wars, dislike the new Star Wars. My ranking is Empire Strike Back, Star Wars A New Hope, and then Return of the Jedi. The rest I don't really care for. I guess Clone War, the Attack of the Clones or whatever it was okay. I don't know. Let's say I don't know much about Amcor. I gotta look into it. I don't follow the metal stocks. I have not read any of the Brandon Sanderson books, although Chris and Roy have told me to do so, and it's on my list of things. I actually don't know what my biggest dividend payer is. I do not like the Blue Jays, but I think they're a great team. Did I look into Nukes ETF? No. What's that card site? TCGplayer.com. And they have every type of TCG out there. Do you think y'all are like the Avengers of authenticity? I don't know. I'm just me. Let's see. Do I think a trading card ETF would combine your interest and leverage your... Listen, I would love to see a trading card ETF, and I think Kevin O'Leary is going to do it, and I think he has to do it on the blockchain, because I don't think that there's any way he would be able to get on the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange as an ETF, and I think that that's what the plan's going to be. I need to look more into both VG and Next. I'm not sure. I'm just buying shares of BMNR, and I'm buying ETH directly. I'm not buying calls, and I'm not doing spreads yet, but spreads on BMNR is not out of the question. I'm just buying both. The Road Milk after hour show begins. That's pretty funny. Do you think Labubus are collectibles that carry future value? I don't know. They may. I think it's crazy that people are putting Labubus on purses that are $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 or up to $20,000, $30,000. To be honest with you, I watched a special on Birkins, and it's fascinating. Like the whole, I didn't even realize, and I guess I should have because of the stuff I pay attention to. I didn't realize how big that industry was. It's crazy. Jays lost 1-3 tonight. If the Mariners sweep them, I'm shocked the Mariners did what they did this year. No, don't say that. Amit is freaking amazing. I am not better than Amit. Amit is freaking amazing. Let's see. Yeah, somebody else said Misty's going to be paying weekly. I got to see what's going on with that. Should PSA go public? I would invest in PSA in a heartbeat. It is unbelievable. They're owned by collectors. They actually acquired SGC, Sports Grading Company, I think less than a year ago. So I'd love to see them go public. I mean, they are an incredible company, and I think the hobby is just going to get bigger. Like I said, I thought this was a nothing burger with China, and I think we may get a full recovery. We're going to see what happens. Since you like Point Break and Roadhouse, do you like Dirty Dancing, Patrick Swayze's, and all three of these movies? I mean, it's a good movie. I'm not stopping and watching it. I followed you in this MCI trade. I hope you did well on it. I don't know ETR or TLN. AMD's phenomenal company. Yes. Traditional sports card collecting. Yes. That's probably going to be the theme for next week. So we will talk about that. I'm going to put some stuff together for it. Topps baseball cards. Yes, I do collect those. Let's see. I do not collect hockey cards. Cooper Flag rookie cards are going to go crazy. Let's see. I hope they do. One of my good friends owns a lot of them. So I hope they do. We'll see. I tried doing Whatnot. Can't do it. I don't know. I guess I'm so used to scrolling eBay while I just watch TV, and I enjoy looking on eBay. I can't do the Whatnot app. Can't do it. I do not hate the Red Sox. I don't hate any teams. I enjoy the rivalry. Let's see. I need to look into MP. Let's see. I cannot do a trading card ETF. I wish I could. I can't do it, but who knows? Maybe in the future. But no, it would be way too difficult. I think Kevin O'Leary and his team are doing the right thing. I mean, they're acquiring the cards that nobody else will be able to acquire. They're spending serious money. And look, when you build an ETF, they just took 2 basketball cards off the market for $25 million between the two of them. They're both one-on-ones. They're going to sit in a vault, and they're going to be backed by an ETF. You can't replicate that. There's only a few people that can replicate that, and I think there'll be a few ETFs, not many. How bullish am I on REEs? Is MP or any others? Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I need to do more work on it. ARC-G, I just think genomics is going to be very big in the future, and I don't know enough about the industry. So ARC-G would be the one that I would purchase to get broad-based exposure to it. Let's see. Yeah, football only QBs are, I mean, that's kind of the same with baseball also. I mean, it's only power hitters, really. I'm surprised pitchers aren't worth more, but we'll see. I mean, I got the Dodgers in the World Series. I mean, I think that they're going to freaking do very well. I actually made a video on BMN. Oh, you know what? BMNU, not BMNR. I think that's the leverage play. I'm not into it. It may do well, but I'm not into it. UNH, I didn't do the due diligence. There's too many things that can happen. It may be a great investment. Not for me. I love hearing stories like this. Congratulations. I hope it does for you too. I love hearing that. Congratulations. You got to make that own decision for yourself. Let's see. Funny you say that, John. I said to Matt on the phone earlier that I should look at Ferrari because it's down. I wish I had bought it when it first came out. So I'm actually going to do some DD on that. Technical analysis on GRRR. I'm not a TA guy. There's a lot of people that are better than me. I can understand a chart, but I don't do real TA. That's not what I do. Let's see. I think MSTR has a run in it. We'll see what happens. I'm not too worried about that one. Ferrari's interesting. Disney, I don't like the business model. So think about it. You're running 2 huge parks, and in Florida, it rains all the time. Unless they build a dome over their assets, and I know it's a bad way to look at it, but I also don't think that their IP is going to be that valuable in 20 years. Marvel is going to be great. Luca is going to be great, but the actual Disney IP, I don't think that and I could be 100% wrong. I just don't think that Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse are going to be relevant. I don't think they're going to be relevant in 20, 30 years from now. So, especially with all the YouTube kid stuff and Netflix kid stuff. So, Disney's not something that's high on my radar. Let's see. Favorite low budget film? I mean, I don't know if you get any more low budget than Rounders, and that's pretty low budget, and I love that movie. Let's see. One Piece is very interesting because I see it all the time in the TCG shop I go to, so there's definitely a big following in it. I don't have time to follow everything. I like Energy Transfer. We'll see what happens, but I do like it. I am not a sneakerhead. I do not collect sneakers. I don't know enough about it. Let's see. I'm sitting on boxes of legacy baseball cards. Should I just send them off to a reseller? Cool as a cucumber. What legacy? What legacy boxes first, and then I'll give you my thoughts. I don't know anything. I know nothing about Orbs or ACO, so I'm not sure. The Ben Rice rookie. I'm buying the 2025 Topps Chrome. I'm buying the refractors, the X-fractors, the numbereds, and the autos. I just think he's going to do good. It's more of a spec play in case the Yankees do keep him, and I think he'll be a sponge off of Judge and if Bellinger comes back. So we'll see. I think Ben Rice can do good. I mean, rookie year, he had 26 home runs or so, 1 or 2 grand slams, came up big in some moments. So I think he'll be good. I mean, regular milk, but I love a milkshake. Let's see. Robotics has the potential to mirror AI, I think. But robotics can take a couple of years to pan out. I like the Secret Lab chair. I do. Counter-Strike 2 skins are freaking crazy. Somebody's taught me about it quite a bit. Absolutely crazy. Let's see. Yeah, look, AGNC is a recurring income play, and I think in a lower rate environment, their book of assets is going to appreciate. So I happen to like AGNC. Let's see. I'm not quitting my day job ever. I love what I do. I did not buy SoFi on Friday. Brady or Mahomes? I think Brady is going to keep going up. I think if Mahomes cards come down a little bit, there could be value in there because he's young enough where he can still win another ring. So I happen to like Mahomes cards right now also. Let's see. No, I think that de-escalation is going to continue to occur. I did not get enough sleep yesterday, and I just started to feel about 5 minutes ago. Got up at about 8 a.m. after going to bed at 2:15, and Friday night I did not get a lot of sleep. So, yeah, I need to do better on my sleep pattern. Kobe Bryant cards are doing well. They continue to go up. Price I would pay for Fast Metal Booster Box. I mean, I'm getting it under market value. I'm not paying what I used to pay, but I am getting it at a good price. But I'm limited to 1 for the store, and I think my buddy who also gets them from his shop for me, I think I'm limited to 1 or 2 there. So, I mean, that's probably all I'm going to get in the first run, and then when a reprint happens, I'll probably get a few more. Let's see. Yeah, I am seeing signs of a potential recession in Q3 2026. A lot's got to happen, but I'm worried about the labor market. I'm worried about labor cracking. I'm worried about layoffs in the government and unemployment being at 4.3%, and the potential for robotics and AI to displace more jobs before we can figure out ways to create them. So I do think that we need to figure something out. I do think the political representatives need to be talking about this and moving this front and center. So see what happens. ANET, yeah, I actually looked at them yesterday. They've gone gangbusters. I happen to like Cisco a lot, but I mean, ANET's in right place, right time. You're going to need a lot more freaking networking as more data centers come out. You know, that's a good question. I don't know. I will talk to him about that. I would if I was younger, but not no. But I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna consider doing a fight companion of my own, even though I'm not gonna hold a candle to Rogan and Bravo and Schwab and Callan and all those guys. I mean, I love MMA. You got to just make your own plan. That's all there is to it. It can't really help you with that. Yeah, I agree. I am not seeing it at all. I'm really not. I'm seeing them watch so many other things. I've never played the game. I've never freaking watched it. I couldn't tell you. All I know is Charizard and Pikachu. I don't know. I just buy it because it's a appreciating asset, or it has been. So. No, I don't collect comic books. I have bought a few, but I don't collect them. You know, before Black Panther came out, I purchased Fantastic Four issue 42 or something like that. It was his first appearance of Black Panther. Like stuff like that I'll buy, but I don't collect it. Mainly a spec investment. Swingers is good, go low budget. I like that. Good answer. Good answer. I don't have time to buy everything when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! I just don't. Yes, I have. How about sneakers? Have you seen that? I don't know about Transatla. I'd have to look into it. Original Mad Max. Yeah, I guess it's a low budget. 87 Thompson Flair. I mean, that was unfortunately a mass printed era. And unfortunately, a lot of the guys that would have been worth a lot are caught up in the steroid era. So 87, you had Bond's second year. I mean, some people consider it his rookie, but his real rookie was 86 traded. So you have Bond's rookie in there. I mean, maybe that's worth a little bit. You have McGuire rookie, a Canseco rookie, but those guys they're caught up in the steroid era. Clemens was 84/85, so 84 traded, 85 regular. So yeah, that's not even a question, Heat. I can't believe you're still on this, and we're going to work towards it. So what Evan just said is I'm going to have one of every type of Ben Rice card. Let's see. I agree 100% on this. Ads is going to be a cash cow for Amazon. There's no question about that. How about the original for NES, FF1? I did not. So Rudy has talked about this so much. I don't know. It's come down in value a lot. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you. A floor may be in, but I would trust what Rudy's saying right now. You can send them to my X account, private message. All right, Jack, I already love it. I agree. Peter Luger overrated for steakhouses. Energy did, yeah. I need to thank you for that. I need to do another one on that. I actually do think the UFC cards are going to become popular. I do. They're good. Depends on your age, where you live, too many components. If you're young, you got to think about healthcare costs over the next X amount of years. So, different number for everybody. I don't know. It's a global sport like soccer. So, I'd be surprised if they don't. I think now that Fanatics has the license, I think a lot of things are going to change. I have no idea. I don't know about video game consoles. Let's see. If I could own a 52 mantle, that would be freaking amazing. That's a serious amount of money, the higher grades. So maybe one day, not anytime soon. Yes, that's a great idea. I will do an episode on closed-end funds. I'm in a bunch of them. Two that I like right now. Well, there's a couple I like right now, mainly because I think fixed income is going to do well. But PDI from PIMCO I like, and I like BST from BlackRock. So those are the two I really like right now. Certainly is becoming a diverse Steve Knight, and I have no more milk next to me. As long as they're happy, I'm happy for them. I've said it before. I said it again. I have no freaking clue. I don't know. I have no clue. Let's see. I have no idea what to do with the memberships that were gifted. I will ask Matt and Amit what you even do with them, and then if I have to disperse them, I will disperse them to people who have been showing up a lot. So I'm new to this, so keep that in mind. I will disperse them at some point if I have to. Let's see. I don't know if Peyton Manning cards are worth much. I'd have to look. Let's see. Look, crashes are inevitable. They're going to happen. You just got to have an iron stomach, and no, I haven't. I try not to take anything, but I may have to. I need to start doing better with sleep. Half and half, but I guess that's considered milk also. I'm pretty diversified, so I'm not too concerned. And as I've said before, I have 100% of my retirement account in just an S&P index fund. So, I mean, to me, it's a great hedge because I'm not retiring anytime soon. So, gives me a lot of peace of mind. Let's see. Yeah, maybe AI demand has better working conditions. Who knows? We'll see. I have no healthcare exposure except for in ETFs. I think we're going to get a Santa Claus rally. I really do. I think Q3 earnings are going to be really good as long as we don't have a new trade war happening. And if these peace deals actually go through, I think we will. Top 5 of all time is a little bit different than my starting 5 of all time. If I had to put a team on the floor, it would be Kobe, Jordan, Curry, O'Neal, and Duncan. Nobody's beating that team at all. Top 5 of all time would be Jordan, Kobe, Magic, LeBron. Probably going to say Larry Bird. Yeah. companies that have strong balance sheets. So like Verizon is, you look at companies that have increased their dividend over a decade or more. So a company like Cisco, a company like Verizon most likely isn't cutting their dividends, so you'll still get the dividends in a recession. I mean, just look at what companies did during the pandemic. I don't use hair gel. So as I showed, you can go to last night's stream. I looked like I had hair gel in. I ran my hands through my hair, and it looked the same. It all is when I take a shower. Like my hair dries, when it dries wet, it looks like I have gel in it for some reason. I don't know. If we do one, you're in. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, if we do one, you're in. If you have Kobe's and MJ's and stuff, I would go to sportscarinvestor.com and I would definitely look at prices and see if it's worth. I'd toggle between Raw and PSA 9, PSA 10, and I would see if it's worth grading. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I got to figure something out. I put them in acrylic plastic container when I get them. So we're going to be playing GTA 6. I have no idea. When Alex figures that out, I'll let you know. Gotta love that. All right, here we go. You could be sitting on a gold mine. If you legitimately have the cards from 99, you could be sitting on a gold mine. You need to go up there. You need to pull all of them down. You need to spend a lot of time going through them and pricing everything out because you may have a serious amount of money on your hands. Everybody's asking for it. I guess I'm going to have to I will try to do the research this week. I'm not going to put a video out if I haven't done the research adequately. So not doing it right now. Maybe I'll do it later this week. I did not know that, but I am going to write that down, or actually I'll take a picture so I remember the ticker. I'll look into it. Yes, there's actually fake stuff out there, so you have to be careful. I'm running a 40-60, I think. It's either 40-60 or 40-70. I don't remember. One of the best players of all time, no question about it. Thank you very much for the super chat. If you want to close out, in all seriousness, you can sell on eBay. eBay is going to take 13.5%, and then maybe another 2 or 3% if you want to advertise and boost the rankings when people search. But that's going to give you the most exposure to the most people. My advice, if they're worth a lot of money, a lot of people use Probstein auctions. He's a consignment. I would look into that. Him or DC Sports are the two biggest consignments on eBay. You may have better luck doing that. Look at Chris. Yes, we're still alive, Chris. I need to get on your sleep schedule, man. Listen, I would love for Chris to hop on the stream, but if I freaking did that, I'm up till 1 or 2 in the morning and I have to be very productive tomorrow. I can't do it. I have to get sleep tonight. I have to. But I'm going to talk to Chris about coming on at some point. Oh, thank you very much, Matt, for telling me that. I don't have to do anything. That's beautiful. Thank you, Matt, for telling me that. I don't have to do anything. Beautiful. Let's see. I would love to get Amit and Chris on. I can't. Amit's going to sleep soon, and I have to go to sleep soon. Exercise before bed, I guess. I do not go out for a walk at night. No. Let's see. Oh, all right. Obviously, Heap, I'm going to tell you. I thought Den of Thieves was really good. I really did. There we go. Let's see. Nope, I don't. Yeah, I've looked at Val. I'm not in it. I looked at it. Maybe. There may be some in a safety deposit box. You go with goats. I mean, they're the most liquid. They're going to have the biggest markets to get out. Brady's have been on the rise. I mean, you can't go wrong with Brady's or freaking Mahomes or those kind of guys. I mean, Matt, we're going to have to coordinate. I mean, this may have to get done. One of my very close friends is going to be playing GTA 6, so maybe I'll get him to stream with us. And I mean, I actually told him yesterday he should start a YouTube channel so for GTA. Absolutely. Because of Amit, because of Chris, because of Matt, because of Tanner, they helped me tremendously. So I give those guys a ton of credit, especially for being on my first stream, and just they've helped me tremendously. So it's all about the network. Both when I can get my hands on them, both. Now, Matt, we may have to give the people what they want. I wish Bo Jackson cards were more valuable. He could be the best athlete of all time. Every time I try, I can't do it. I end up shaving after 3 weeks. I don't like the way it feels after it really starts growing out. I don't have any fixed income directly. I invest in closed-end funds for my exposure. And the only closed-end funds I use for fixed income is the PIMCO funds. So I'm in PDI, PTY, and PDO. I'm going to go a little bit longer. Not much longer, but a little bit longer. Training day was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I did watch Den of Thieves too. It was great. You should. I mean, Chris, I'm going to call you tomorrow. We're going to figure something out. I actually enjoy going through the chat questions for everybody that stays. I like interacting with everybody. Get some sleep. Definitely get some sleep. No, you know what? They're cheap, and it's better than keeping stuff on-prem. Yes, I am. I said Tevis. If I didn't, I apologize. I'm freaking exhausted. But yeah, no, I thought I said Tevis and Roy also. I mean, all those guys helped me tremendously. I think that they are definitely an alternative asset. I think Rolex's Audemars Piguet and Pateks definitely alternative assets. Shaking my head. No, no, no. No way. No how. All right, we'll see if we can make it to 12. I don't know if we're going to do it, but we'll see. None. NYC is the greatest. No reason to go anywhere else. Dion's arguably top 5 athletes of all time. I just think Bo Jackson's number 1. No. Chamberlain played in a different era that had limited competition. Nobody is better than Jordan. Sorry. I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan. I don't think he's better than Jordan. I think they're so similar and so close. I mean, Kobe is my number 2. Jordan's my number 1. I'll respect people saying Kobe over Jordan, though, and I won't give any pushback. I'll give pushback on LeBron, but I'm not going to give pushback on that because Kobe was just amazing. I mean, you look at how he carried that freaking team after Shaq left. I mean, unbelievable. He was just Mr. Clutch and just more heart than anybody. I like 151, but we'll see. That's crazy. That's a great channel. Yankee Stacking. If you don't think that I know about Yankee Stacking, it's a silver stacking channel along with Silver Dragons. 2 phenomenal physical bullion channels. So well worth watching. I happen to like Yankee Stacking better because of freaking what's his name? What is the freaking bullion dealer? Freaking Tim the bullion dealer from Yankee Stacking. All right, here we go. Here's the plan. Get rid of Boone. Get rid of Goldschmidt. Get rid of Garrett Cole. Get rid of Volpe. Get rid of Dominguez. Get rid of Austin Wells. Throw Ben Rice into catcher. Go get Alonso for first. And go get Skeens. I mean, it depends. Me personally, I would probably sell call options to get paid to sell. So that's just me. I don't know. It depends. It's run so much. I don't even know what to think. I thought it was not worth it at 30. People have made a lot of money on it. So I'm happy for everybody that made it. That's hilarious. I have no idea. Trying. Let's see. Yeah, Silver Dragons. Yes. Yeah, but Dominguez, I think they can deal with Volpe and some other people and potentially get Skeens. They need freaking pitching. They need pitching. Look, I didn't see gold running up 80% this year. Just so everybody knows, I'm not making it till midnight. 6 minutes and I'm out. So 11:45, I'm going to call it. So ask whatever last questions you have for tonight. Maybe. I may. Goldschmidt needs to go. 100%. Needs to go. I agree. I would deal Dominguez, man. I would get rid of him. You can probably get a lot out of it. I think the plan for 2026 is the big companies just get bigger, to be honest with you. Look, I try to take as many questions as I can. It depends what you're looking for food. I mean, if you want pizza, that's a loaded question. I mean, there's a couple really good spots. There's a lot of really good spots. I have one monitor, but I use a 49-inch curved Samsung G9, I believe it is. So it makes my life easier. I like having one pane of screen, and I can put everything I need on it. So it's really easy to toggle. NVIDIA right now and Amazon and Alphabet. Samsung 49-inch curved G9 Odyssey, I believe it is. I mean, it's subjective. There's a lot of good ones. I would think if you're in the city and you go to Keens, you go to Old Homestead, you're not going to be unhappy. I would not go to Brooklyn to go to Peter Luger's because I just think it's overrated. I would probably do Old Homestead or Keens, one of the two. Too many, way too many. Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that. I'll figure it out. Because Secret Lab built these chairs so people who sit down and game for long periods of time are comfortable. So, I mean, it's a comfortable chair. I have not. I've only been there once, and I was in Silicon Valley, I think. Oh, no, I was outside of San Jose. I flew into San Francisco, and I could tell you where it was. Hold on. I was in, let's see. Pleasanton, California. I think that's right near Silicon Valley. Or maybe it is. I don't know. I mean, I may do some GTA 6 on this channel. We'll see. I'm definitely going to play it, though. All right. I think I'm going to call it, everybody. I really appreciate everybody coming. I hope everybody enjoyed the stream with Alex. I mean, he's phenomenal. Please go follow him if you're not already following him. And I'm definitely going to bring him on again. I'm going to get some other people to come on. So it's going to be good. We're going to really deep dive on alternative assets. Good night, everybody. Have your road milk. Talk to you later. I'll be putting out raw thought videos all throughout the week. So appreciate it, and going to come at you guys with some interesting things. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.